Hello there, and welcome back to Construction Simulator, or better known to my recording software, Consim. Consim later. Perfect. But yes, we're back on Construction Simulator for another day of the week on a good old Wednesday, because that's when we record these. And if you're new here, or you simply forgot, or missed an episode or whatever. We moved Construction Simulator over to Wednesdays. So they're no longer recorded on Monday, they're now recorded on Wednesdays, and then they go out Thursday, rather than going out on a Tuesday. So, had to move it, but that's okay. But yeah, if you are new here, welcome, and thank you for subscribing if you have, as well. Um, if you haven't, meh, if you want, go ahead and hit the button. Go ahead and hit that good old like if you like as well. If you whatever you like to do. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into a game here. So yeah, should be a fun video. I don't know where we're gonna get to because we have the one last mission. So let's go ahead and just hop right on in. No more wasting time. All right, and here we are. Oh, did I tell you? I think I told you last time that I figured out the end cards. Or no? For YouTube.
I think you mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, those end cards that you see on normal YouTube videos,
Yeah.
where it recommends you a video, and then you got that little image of the.
Next, previous, similar.
No, I meant like on the end of the video specifically itself, not on the list on the side, but on the
Yeah,
video
yeah,
itself,
that's what I mean.
you'll get an end
You,
card, and it depends on the layout you choose. Sometimes you'll have one video there, sometimes you'll have 3 or 4 videos there. Then you have the channel icon, which is a direct link to subscribing to that channel and all that. So I finally figured out how to do that.
nice.
It's actually pretty easy, but unfortunately, it's only a YouTube type thing.
Yeah.
Because you use the YouTube editor to be able to add that stuff because that's all within the YouTube space. So yeah, in all my videos, I just leave it on YouTube recommended, and then it'll just recommend whatever from my channel,
Yeah.
So okay.
All right.
So how you
Well,
liking the weather? Liking the mass amounts of snow we're
it
getting?
kind of sucks dick because this morning I scraped my window and then I got in my pickup, got it started, it was running, turned the defrost on because it's not going to work because it's a diesel and it doesn't heat up unless you're like 1600 RPM for extended periods of time.
Or it's been running for hours. Just
Well, I get out and I start driving. You know where I live. I get to where the power station's at, and it's like I can't see shit because it's just frozen back over.
yep.
So I pull into the dollar store, scrape it all off, and then I go down by the bus barn eventually, and then get onto the highway, and it's just like I still can't see shit. So I just get onto the dirt road and I just go out to work that way.
Yeah, you know how to avoid stuff like that from it refreezing once you've scraped it all off.
Mm.
Put the heater on the feet. Let the windshield stay cold and below freezing temp, and nothing will stick to it after you've scraped it off. When the snow hits it, it won't melt
But
because the
this morning we
windshield's.
had that like freezing ice
Yeah,
that was
that's
just kind of landing. So that's what was blocking
yeah.
my view was the ice
And
that was landing on the window.
exactly.
And my
Freezing your windshield will stop that.
yeah.
That's something
And
we used to do during freezing drizzle working at the state in them dump trucks.
mhm.
It always sucked when we had to get out and re-scrape the windshield off because you're having to stand on like the fender and you're trying to reach all the way over because you can't stand on the ground, it's too tall. So yeah, the
Reach.
freezing trick.
Mhm.
Just put the heater on the feet, roll down the window, and just let the windshield just stay below freezing, and the moisture even that freezing drizzle won't stick to it. It's actually pretty nice.
So I'm gonna get myself some flavored juice.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything.
I mean,
I am out.
I only have two things. I've got
Well,
one
you
a
have-
liter's change of something, and then
Yeah, but you have something though.
like a liter and change of another thing.
I
Both
have
things are gonna get you fucked up if you have more than a little bit, so it's a bad
I-
idea.
Yeah, I have water. I mean, I could probably steal from my brother. So I guess yeah, it's gonna be the final mission. Oh, he left his mic on. You can hear some stuff in the background. Yeah, been messing with the audio this past week. Hopefully he's a little bit louder than normal. Maybe he ordered a pizza or something. It's possible. So go and start that. Let's go into online. Go to crew. Foreman. There. And as long as nothing goes wrong, you'll be able to do whatever.
I know you can't see it, and that's all right. But I am not going to drink this all tonight, because if I do, I'm not going to last. It's like, oh, there's not much left in that bottle. There's more left in the bottle than I'm expecting, but there's nothing really left in that bottle. Why is there more in the bottle? So I've got like 3/4 of a red Solo cup filled with, yeah.
Filled with
So
delicious Kool-Aid.
with bubblegum.
Bubblegum. You also left your mic on when you left us.
I did. I know I intentionally did that so that you could hear me.
I just heard like a distant voice. I couldn't understand anything, but anyway, so we're on to the very last campaign contract, the finale. Now, I know what the finale is because I had to go there to get hammers. It was an abandoned theme park, and I was just like,
This is
I'm-
remaking the theme park.
yeah, and I was just like, I wonder if this theme park looks kind of under construction. I wonder if that's the finale. It's actually a pretty big place. Had 3 hammers inside of it, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually pretty damn large, and you can only walk around in there.
I was gonna say, I'm looking on the map at where the theme park may be.
It's right next to one of the big old highways, one of the elevated ones. It's nestled in the
it's
corner.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Central Heights.
Carousel. So we're doing little bits at a time, basically.
Yep, there's 5 portions.
Let's get to it then. Unfortunately, I have no recommendation. You're useless. Talking about Hape there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it says under contract details, and he says, unfortunately, I have no recommendations. Like, you're useless.
How dare you?
All right, Carousel. Speak with the mayor. So I'm guessing we're probably going to we might be speaking with all of them, all the characters.
Yep.
That's going to be my guess.
Wait, you could start the carousel without doing the other one first?
Other one first. No, this is the first one.
Oh, on mine it. Okay, yeah, never mind. You said mayor, but for me it's the carousel's supposed to be the tech entrepreneur.
Oh, it said speak with the mayor. I'm teleporting over.
I mean, hey, it's fine. It's whatever.
Maybe she's the mayor now. Maybe she talked with the mayor's manager and got him fired. Uh-oh. That loading screen was a little abnormally long. Oh, it teleported me inside the area here. Yeah, it says speak with the mayor.
Huh. Weird.
Maybe I was going crazy there. But... Oh yeah, so the hammers... Let me actually show you real quick. So there's one over here. It's actually by the mayor. It's by these restrooms up front.
Gotcha. I see one all the way in the back here.
About the one by the archway.
Yep.
Where is this hammer? Oh, there it is. Right between the thing. I'm standing by the other one.
Yep, I'm making my way to you.
Then there's one more in the hedge maze.
Yeah, I was running by there, but it had a closed off area, so I thought, okay, maybe it's not there.
Yeah, I ran around this thing a million times. Around this area. Trying to find hammers.
Oh, I'm stuck on trash. There we go. This will put me to 35 total.
Just a little bit of screen lag. Oh, you got the running perk.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. It's in the center.
No idea where I'm going.
Yeah.
Just going.
Go. I'm still having a hard time finding it too. It's around here somewhere. I know it's really close to the middle. I think what I did was I used the camera to find it.
You cheater.
Either I used the camera or left wall strats, one of the two. either or gets you pretty fast, but I can't even find it. I'm gonna use the camera photo mode. Oh, there it is. I actually walked right past it. Didn't even see it. And you did too.
Oh. Got it.
Yeah, I did that exact same thing. Just you're right on by. Of course, they're harder to see when you've already gotten them.
There, fixed it. I just fast traveled. It put me outside the hedge range.
I believe there was 3 in here.
Yeah,
course,
I got all 3.
Of course, you can always look at my guide too. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that took me. I think it was about 4 hours.
Oh jeez.
It took me a little over twice as long as the video itself to find everything. With Mayor.
I'm very happy that
He's
you want to help
broken.
us.
Yep.
But first, I want to thank you. With your energetic commitment, we've improved our situation in all parts of the city. The old harbor, public spaces, tourism, and the entire energy supply have experienced a tremendous upswing. So, the foundations for a better future are in place. And now we're standing at the edge of the former amusement park that has been closed for many years because no one has had the means nor the will to roll up their sleeves and get to work. With this upcoming project, we want to bring one of the most popular recreational places back to life. This is certainly no simple task. A lot has to be renovated, and some things must be constructed from the ground up. But I'm sure that when we combine forces, we can reach our goal.
And most of the city's taxes to me for this job.
Oh, now we talk
you
with
know,
the entrepreneur.
yeah. It's like, that's what's going on. And not anybody didn't have the means nor the will to do the work. They just didn't have the funding to pay me.
Nope.
Good news! Gigantic Solutions is getting involved in the project with its own ride. A carousel made of rockets that float into space and give the riders a sense of traveling to the stars. And best of all, thanks to our investment in regenerative energies, we can cover the entire power supply for the park with clean and sustainable energy, free of charge. And I want to use this ride to promote it. This will benefit all of us.
Remove topsoil. All right.
Leave you open the gates so we can get vehicles in here. Now we gotta do it by shovel. That'd be the ultimate crackdown on the last mission. You're like, oh yeah, you got to do it by hand. This is the final mission. You got to do it all by hand. No machines.
No wonder nobody was gonna work it.
Yeah. I has a bulldozer.
Alrighty. I'm gonna hop into the wheel loader.
Oh, and you teleport, it teleports you to the middle of the park. That's actually nice.
Good.
It tells you right to the big area in the middle. So you don't have to try and make your way through from the parking lot. Okay, that's a lot of topsoil to remove.
Yeah, it even has an excavation point in there.
And this one, it's actually kind of deep. It's right there. I'm pushing it. Push it real good. Yeah, I remember that techno song.
It's an old song.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's dumb.
Yeah, that was a lot of those. Back when I was first introduced into the techno, it was like trance and techno stuff. It was a list of 100 of the best trance and techno songs at the time, and I think that was around 2008, 2009. Yeah, so I have this huge list. It's actually still on my my Apple library because it was ripped off of a disc. Back when you could still do that,
Yep.
when you could rip discs to your Apple library and then transfer
Or
them
rip
on.
YouTube to your Apple library.
Oh yeah, you can do that too, and then transfer it onto your iPod. Back when iPods were the new thing before they become phones.
You mean that, like the iPod Shuffle?
No, before that.
The
Yeah,
little clip that just you had that was
Yeah, I always.
a circle with 4 buttons. That's all you got. You got skip, forward, backwards.
Yeah, I was always afraid that it's just like that thing's so small you could literally swallow it.
Oh shit! They had the iPod Nano and
Yeah. No, I had the first
back
generation.
when like I got like a whole 4 gigs. Yeah.
I can't even remember what the size of it was, but the original iPod, the very first. Yeah, the very first.
chunk.
Yeah, it was also when if you searched around online a little bit, you could get jailbreak programs, so you could put a background behind the applications. Because it was just a black screen. That's all they allowed was a black screen. So this jailbreak program would unlock it. Because the technology was there, but I guess they just didn't want to put it.
They didn't program it themselves.
Yeah. They just kind of left it, and then there's just like, oh yeah, people were showing off. So like, look at my iPod, it's got a lightning background. And everybody's just going, oh, holy crap, that's so awesome. That actually was awesome because it's just like that was
At
about
the time.
at the time, yeah. Yep, I had one of those. Of course, I also still remember when Razer flip phones was the hottest thing on the market.
Oh, they were.
Everybody freaking
They
wanted
were
one.
awesome.
Yeah,
I loved my Razor.
I wasn't old enough to have one, or wasn't mature enough, I guess, or rich enough, I guess, as well. Or what about that? You remember them other phones too that had the flip-out keyboard?
I had one of those. That was before my Razor.
Yep, it was just this a regular kind of cell phone that wasn't a flip phone, and then you just flipped out the keyboard from behind it.
Mhm.
Back when physical buttons was still a thing.
The cool thing about, having like a Razor or something like that with physical keys, you could, text without looking because you had that physical touch.
Yeah, and they had some of them had like little nodules and stuff on them, so you knew exactly where your thumbs were. Without
Yeah, like
looking
the
at it.
center button would be this, have like a little nub. And, then it's like, I want to say hello. Well, shit, I couldn't tell you how many button presses that is nowadays, but...
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
tap,
click,
tap, tap.
click.
Next tap, 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 tap. Next tap, tap.
And
next,
you
tap,
always
tap,
had to
tap,
wait
tap,
a
next,
second between the. You always had to wait a second between them as well, because then it would
Yeah.
register. Oh, remember when you did like payphones?
I
The
never did deal
payphones,
with the payphone.
but you had the payphone, right, and then you go to call a number, and they'd always have those. They'd always have the four digit number at the end being letters, so you had to text it into the payphone. Because it was just like texting on those flip phones. You actually had to text it if you're doing a payphone. It was the same deal. If they had four letters at the end of the number, you actually had to go, okay, this letter, this many keys, this letter, this many keys. It was really strange. This thing sucked too, because if you didn't type in the number fast enough, we're sorry. But the number you're trying to dial does not work. Please hang up or try again. Or call your operator for more help. Nice.
Back into you. Boop. Now it's excavate. Yay.
And you brought the glitchy truck.
Well, I mean, of course I brought the glitchy truck. I mean, why not try and break the game as good as possible?
Oh, yeah. I was hoping there'd be an update by now, but they've been.
So I think they've done some, what's the word? Ghost patches, where they, throw a thing in there, but they don't write anything about it. Ghost updates or whatever.
I haven't seen
I
any.
have
I've been
noticed dirt is selling for less.
That's weird. That's a weird thing. They can actually do. I know that developers now they can actually do an update without updating your game specifically. They mostly use it for like events and stuff.
And the reason I say that is because dirt, I remember, used to sell for like almost $12,000, and now it's selling for $8,000. And that truck that's bigger than the old truck.
Reach.
So
for a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I was really hoping for an update. I mean, I know it takes a little while to fix your brokenness, but they definitely got more money than most indie developer.
Well, this game actually, is pretty impressive from what I was expecting. But it's broke as fuck.
Yeah.
Which doesn't change the fact that it's broke.
I mean, it definitely, for me too, it definitely did exceed my expectations as far as what I was actually expecting. So seeing all the trailers and stuff, you know how companies do trailers, you know, they're like, and they put that little thing down in the bottom corner of the screen saying in-game footage, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just like, either it's a lie or it's very heavily edited to make it look as good as possible, and then what you actually get is not what was shown, or it's not even close. And then, so I was just like, it's the trailers look good. It's probably going to be, they're probably just going to use most of the code that they did from 2015,
Which would have made it better.
In a way, yeah. Some of the stuff
'Cause
has definitely
shit's
got,
fucking broke.
yeah. But it just, I was expecting just basically copy paste other than graphics.
I mean, the controls for like the excavator are smoother. The controls for the dump truck are worse. The cranes, I don't know if there's a whole lot of difference in the cranes, but excavator definitely had a huge improvement.
I wouldn't say anything really different about the controls of the dump truck. It's the physics of the dump truck. This is one of the worst ones. These dump trucks are definitely one of the worst vehicles on here.
That one, yeah, it's broken shit.
Like I'm not moving, got my hands off the controller, and I'm slowly rotating clockwise.
And your controller loves to creep, if that's the same controller still.
No. And I had mentioned that, and I did get the controller replaced. Finally.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if you had or not.
Finally got it replaced. But
Oh.
I'm also looking at it as I'm actually kind of glad that controller was kind of broken and forced me to use keyboard on a lot of different other games because of the way the stick was going. Because now I use keyboard and mouse a lot more often on video games.
Yeah, I almost.
It's like I only use controller.
I can't.
Ugh.
I can't.
I'm coming.
Can't. I mean, right there works too.
I just move it.
Yeah, like for GTA, like if I were to ever go back to that, I would use keyboard if I were driving. But outside of driving, I would just use keyboard or controller for driving, keyboard for everything else.
Yeah, that when it comes to GTA 5, that's definitely a personal preference type of controls. And I originally got it on the 360, so
Same.
it was natural for me to just go straight to controller.
Yeah, controller.
So. And then they had the first-person mode on PC, and it was just like, oh, that's awesome.
Well, they had the first-person mode at the end of the Xbox era.
Yeah, I think they added it. They added it to each about the same time when they finally did that.
There's a pretty big thing. It's like, hey, looky here.
Oh yeah, that was a very big thing.
It's like, that's pretty awesome, because that was really something that was more than expected.
Yeah, because open world games were always third person, unless there was a specific reason for them to be first person.
Yeah.
Like there were specific mechanics that and it'd either be one or the other. It wouldn't be both. I'm still slowly rotating.
Like, why are you spinning? You are not on a lazy Susan.
Good old lazy boy. I remember when it was also an awesome thing to have a lazy chair with a phone built in. Like that was the thing that everybody wanted, and it had the it even had the phone jack that you'd plug into the wall. And then you flip over the little one of the little armrests, and it'd be a phone with the speaker and a mic. That was all the rage. Whoops. I meant to empty, not reset. Or the first time that I seen somebody with a phone in their car. And that was really only available in like luxury vehicles. And they had a phone in the center console.
I mean, those were in vehicles back in like the 50s.
Yeah. When I seen it, it was I think it was a Jaguar. It also had a self-adjusting seat.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, it had a self-adjusting seat, and when you got in, and as soon as you turned on the key, the seatbelt thing went backwards because it was always latched.
Yeah.
And when you opened the door, that thing would go all the way to the front of the window. It would just slide.
Some cars that are just like, why is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, you never had to. I guess you never had to undo your seatbelt or redo your seatbelt or whatever. It just always was there. That was like super fancy. We were moving it for a bit, and they're just like, yeah, hop in that Jaguar there and drive it over. I hop in this thing. It self-adjusts the seat, and then
Rams you into the center console.
luckily that
It's
one
like,
didn't.
I am now part of the steering wheel.
Luckily it didn't. It was a nice one. I think what it does is you adjust it to where you want it, and then
It auto readjusts.
it auto readjusts to where you put
Why
it when
are
you
you
hop in.
spinning?
I don't know. Well, you know what it could be? It could be parts of this bed are just not. They're just not holding the dirt. Because when you get it full like that, it just starts pushing it out the front.
Well, even if it's not full, you still just spin sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, just right now, even that little bit is like kind of. That's the only one that rotates, I think. Oh, hey, you got it. Oh yeah, there's an achievement. Business is buzzing when you have 25 million in the bank.
Jeez.
I need to get that. I'm at 9 right now.
It's, oh, that's what that was there for.
There's also a spot for a crane too. I thought I seen.
Yeah, if you want to put the crane down.
I'm buying the materials.
Well, I'm going to get in the mobile crane, so we'll have more than one.
Sweet. Materials have been delivered. It's like, yeah, we're such a big construction company, we just pay others to deliver the materials. Like, we can't be bothered.
Well, the thing is anymore, it's like, even in 2015, if the option was there, oh fuck yeah, I'm never gonna have gone and picked up materials.
It was fun for a little bit, and then it just became tedious and annoying. Every time you had to deliver. I thought there was a spot for the crane, but I guess not.
So,
Yeah, it's not there.
oh, I thought I had seen it.
Yeah, I thought I seen it too, but this is the materials dealers. That's what or materials delivery drop off. That's what I thought I had seen, the crane thing, but because they look very similar. They both got little bits around them.
Barricades.
Yeah, little barricades around them in a little white box. I guess no crane. Oh, I hear sirens in the game. Maybe the sirens been going off all day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like that family member that owns the shop. They're here in town, and that tow trucking service. He had 2 wrecks that he had to go out and pick up at the same time.
I am not surprised. The road was terrible today.
Not only that too, but as soon as we get any kind of weather like this, everybody's off in the ditch. Because they think they can drive 80, 90 mile an hour in a freaking blizzard.
Well, when
Yeah.
I was on my way to work this morning, the road was just ice. Ice, 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 ice.
Yeah, but you also drive on the highway.
I
on
drove
the-
on the dirt road, and the dirt road was even ice.
It's like usually the interstate gets taken care of first. I bet you they were on that thing all night.
They were on it when I was on my way to town. They were coming around down the main drag there by the building, the state building, and then going around the corner. So I'm guessing they probably were doing a loop there.
But they
If I were to take a guess, they would be like go down that stretch and then come down, go around, then that make a circle there. They'd go by the state building, circle around to the first exit, go to the second exit, circle around.
usually what we were doing was it was policy that if we were out there plowing snow, that if you're coming in for material for more salt or more brine, whatever it is, you come in and you plow into town from one of the exits. If you're getting off the interstate, you plow in, go get your material, and then plow on your way back out. Or
Okay,
you can,
they might have been getting salt or sand.
yeah, or you can, if it's just particularly bad, like the interstate's good for the most part, but it's just particularly bad just on that stretch of highway, then they'll just do a few loops around through there. Yeah, interstate always gets taken care of first, being a class 3.
I mean, I saw some vehicles going on interstate, and they were being stupid about their speed for the weather we have here.
Yeah, that's how it always is. It's either that or they think they'll group up either behind a plow truck or a semi, and they'll get into this group and they think, oh, if we hang out in this group, everybody's going a little bit slower, we'll be fine. But that's one of the worst things you can do, and the roads are slippery. Because what happens if the guy in front of you, or maybe a few cars up beside, start slipping and sliding, and then everybody just start plowing in, yeah, and it turns into a pinball machine.
I mean,
Ugh.
I ended up in the ditch today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was driving out of the driveway at work, and
Yeah, that's a dirt road though, and you
I
can't
put
exactly.
my foot on the brake to, turn to the right to go to the road, and ABS lit up,
Hmm.
and I was turning, and there was nothing, and I just ended up in the ditch. So I was like, okay, 4-wheel drive, here we are. Put it in reverse, and let's see what happens.
And for that, you have a good excuse though, because you can't plow dirt roads. You can't plow it.
just
You can't really salt them.
straight into the dirt.
You know? Yeah, once it hits dirt and it ices over, there's nothing you can really do at that point other than wait for it to melt.
Yeah, it was not great. Um,
Yeah, people being stupid is the main reason if the interstate gets closed down. Why either the sheriff or one of the local police has to go up there and sit up on the barricade.
Ramp.
Yeah. Well, he'll sit up between the two two
Like on the
barricades that come
bridge?
down. Yeah. Because there's a spot there between the two barricades where there's enough space for a vehicle to get in between for emergency vehicles and for DOT to plow the road. They can swerve in between the two barricades that close both lanes. But he has to sit up there, otherwise people will go up the off-ramp and turn around and get on the interstate that way. Because there's no gates on the off-ramp. And the reason we can't do that is because emergency vehicles. If they have to get up there, they'll just go up the off-ramp instead and then go through the barrier, go in between the two up there. But people do that. And then they get stuck and then they blame DOT for the roads not being plowed, which is always funny.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like the interstate was closed and you decided to get on it anyway, and then you get stuck, and then you get angry because you're stuck out there. Like, there's a reason.
personally, I say let him freeze, but I'm a bit of an asshole.
Yeah. Well, that's why I always wanted Arizona state law when it comes to it. They have a stupid motorist law. If you drive around any road closed barriers and you get yourself into any kind of trouble, you have to pay for all of it in order to get you out. So if they have to come out and rescue you, pull out your car, or come out and rescue with an ambulance because you're in a really bad spot, stuff like that, you drove around that barrier, you're paying for all of the tickets and all of the service that it is to come out and get you.
Good.
Yeah, they rack that all up. It's just like, and that shit gets real expensive real fast because it's not only that, but you also got the normal ticket itself, which I think was like either $1,000 or a couple grand, something like that, for going around the road closed barrier. So like, yeah, that's what we need. And sometimes we'll even have the local police will block off the normal highways as well and have a police vehicle sit out there. And of course, they're not as strict on those. When it comes to the normal highway, they're not as strict, not letting you on there. They'll if you're going home because you live out in the country, they're gonna let you by. Unless you get an
It's
asshole.
like I have to,
Yeah.
go home.
And the barrier sets up right before the little dirt road to enter where I live.
Yeah.
The barrier sits right before that, and it's just like I'd always have to explain. Like I live in the trailer park, and you're like, oh, okay.
It's like, you see those trailers over there, like,
Yep.
an eighth of a mile away from where we're at. Yeah.
This thing doesn't seem to be getting stuck as much as it used to. It's a
Why
little.
would you say such a thing?
Yeah. Dump truck getting stuck, or bulldozer getting stuck. So something happens.
Oh, so I have a bit of a funny story today.
Oh yeah.
I got a buddy who's just going to college, and they were having trouble finding their room because, they had to go to room 1212, 1212. They couldn't find it. They were having trouble. They had no idea where it was. And
Okay.
it's like, well, it's on the second floor. Okay, so 1212, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. How are how's the building layout numbered? Oh, it's by letters and numbers. Are you sure it's not I-212? Sure enough,
Mm.
the room they were looking for was in building I-212
So the
on the
college,
second floor, 212.
does the college fully buy that entire hotel then, or motel or whatever, hotel
It's just the way the campus is set up.
campus?
It's not a local one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was just like, I know we don't have
I-
any. We didn't have any second floors.
Yeah, it's not. It was something. It was like, you're special. Because
yeah.
they make me feel old. Because I mention some things sometimes, and they're like, "What's that?"
Yep.
It's like, oh, I hate this.
Hey, have you ever read this book? What's a book?
No, it's like, I asked them, because we were talking about elementary and whatnot, and what we did in elementary. It's like, oh, so did you guys ever play, the Oregon Trail? The what? The Oregon Trail? You know, that shitty pixelated game on a, like round, colorful Apple computer that you died of dysentery like 30 miles outside town?
Yep.
No, I never heard of it. I hate this.
It's like YouTubers still play that. there's some YouTube channels that still play that damn thing. It's like Happy Wheels. It's gonna be until the older generation of popular YouTubers stop making YouTube videos. It's going to be one of those games that channels play all the time.
Yeah, but they had no idea what that was. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to hurt myself. What's a floppy disk?
Oh no!
It's like, okay, you can stop right there. and it's like, it's kind of like a compact disc. What's a compact disc? I hate this.
It's like a CD-ROM in a case. What's a CD-ROM?
No. They knew what a CD was. They didn't know what a
Okay.
compact disc was.
Because I was like, nowadays a CD-ROM is very, very outdated. Like the
I
only
mean,
time you
video
use,
games, but
like you don't even use those to install drivers anymore. Like whatever you buy that needs drivers comes with the drivers on it, on the device.
that or you have to get it off the internet.
Yeah, or Windows just has it for you as well. Sometimes that happens.
Another thing that was kind of funny is, just talking to him about some of the older stuff. It's like, yeah, no. You know how you download Windows nowadays, right? Yeah, no, you get it off the internet. Yeah, you didn't use like 3 different installation disks to install it. And it was like all of 3 megabytes.
Yeah, well, size of discs back then is fucking tiny. I've also said it many times before, but like Good old. Oh, I seen. Okay, that's why it reminded me of that. Okay, so I seen this thing online the other day, and it's probably older. It's probably a lot older than when I seen it, but this guy was complaining that the iPhone charger in his car was scratching up his screen.
Oh no.
And you probably can guess if you
no,
haven't
cassette
yep, if you haven't seen it, you can probably guess. And they show a picture, and it's the guy's iPhone stuck in the fucking cassette player.
Yeah, it fits so perfectly. I could understand, but it's not what it's for.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, usually the little door there that keeps dirt from getting in it says cassette on it. Even if you don't know what
You're
that
giving
is.
you're giving people the credit if they read that. Oh
TL,
no, that's just
yeah,
the brand of the holder at that point.
TLDR. Yeah, it was on a video of customer complaints. There's a few YouTube channels I watch about cars, but the one where it just rolled in is the funniest, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of when you said customer complaints.
That's the one they had on there. This is a customer complaint. I'm sure you told you about the one that had the vehicle with the menu. That you can change the color of the car in the menu on the dash where the instrument cluster is. It's all digital.
They were bitching that it
Oh, yeah.
wasn't changing the actual color.
Yeah, and the mechanic is in there. He's like, change the color, hits enter, looks out at the door. Huh? Because it's still gray. Change the color again,
Yep.
looks out. Huh? Yeah, you're right. Doesn't change the color.
There was one I was watching where it said customer complains that there's a whistling when they turn left, and then it's like, okay, why are they looking at the back seat? They look down and just roll a Hot Wheels car, rolling it to the left. It's like, oh, there you go.
Yep. There's a lot of those on there as well.
I do enjoy them because sometimes they're just kind of dumb.
Or some of them where it's just, there's no way they wouldn't have known something was happening, but something broke anyway.
Oh yeah, and then it wasn't on Just Rolled In, I don't think, but there was one where it was like customer complains about, rough ride. And it's obvious they're up in the Rust Belt. This guy puts this pickup on the lift and starts lifting it up, and it just starts folding in half slowly. The bed just starts drooping and drooping and drooping because the frame is gone.
Did you also learn that too there at Automotive? Did they tell you that one of the things you want to do if you have a pickup that you're going to put on a lift, always check the bed and what's in it before you start lifting? Did they tell you to do that?
Probably, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember it might have been Kennedy. I can't remember which one it was, but was showing a picture on his computer that he had of somebody lifting up a bed, and the customer had a welder in the bed of the pickup, big old several 100-pound welder.
Oh yeah, if you're talking about that type of thing.
Yeah, and they had it lifted up in the air, and there was a bend in the whole frame of the bed because where you put the arms, there's not a whole lot of good places you can put it on the rear when it comes to a pickup because of the way the frames are shaped. And the whole fucking bed had been folded downwards. Just the whole frame just basically put a 90 in it because of the heavy welder. It's like, always check the bed before you lift it up, especially if it's got a camper shell. It's like, look inside there, see if there's anything heavy. You can avoid that. Where the hell is the bit? Oh, deliver. Okay. It's like, where's this thing they're talking about? We gotta deliver. Vehicle fleet. Trailer. Are you delivering? Yes, you are. Do you need a crane over there?
I'm about to find out. I was going to park it and see if it'd deliver it for me.
Steel
Or load
components.
it for
No, that's gonna be the steel mill. Fortunately not. It's only the prefabricated wall stuff
Shit.
does that.
Fast traveled after there.
I'll teleport over
So
with
yeah,
the
I'll need ones.
teleport over with the crane.
Okay, it did not.
Yeah,
But I might be able to take both at once. Giggity. Oh, so the dog did decide that at about 2 o'clock today, he demanded that we play ball in the weather that we were having. It was not a question.
Yeah, it was.
It was a demand. We are going outside and playing ball. Because where we keep them, they are on top of a toolbox out of his reach because he, takes them all over the shop and
Yeah, like a
buries
kid.
them underneath shit, and then, he's upset because he can't get to his ball that he buried. But
Was that all the stages that you bought?
that was just the 2 here. That was the only thing here.
Because usually they'll put all the stages in if it's multiple.
Yeah. No, there was just the one. Driving my truck.
Driving a big old truck.
I swipe. Oh, come on. I stole a box truck. It is mine now. I barely tapped it and it got jammed into my trailer.
You don't want to teleport?
Nah, I figured I'd drive.
Oh, okay.
See the scenery. Drive for a change, see what's going on, do a little enjoying of the bubblegum flavored variety.
Alright. I am back.
So,
Yes.
to get in here, you see the direction the truck came from? Yeah, you have to go that way.
The way I'm going.
Yeah, the truck came in from that way. If you want to get the carousel thingy,
Sure.
I'll get the beams.
See, I don't know if you were here when, you left or you were just starting to leave, I think. And I was just like, yeah, I have no alcohol. And then I thought about it, and I was just like, I could go steal from my brother.
Yeah.
I went and stole from my brother.
No, it's not that you stole from him. It's more of a question of how old is your brother?
Yep. I am not gonna say, but yeah, he is.
I was just curious. I was like thinking,
Yeah, his age is definitely of concern in that.
Is it the same brother that is the hooligan, the delinquent of sorts?
Kinda, yeah. I guess you could say. Yeah, he's the older one.
Gotcha.
The one that drives
What
that.
the fuck did he have?
He had clear liquid that's quadruple filtered in a plastic bottle. That comes from a certain country known as Russia.
Oh, why the fuck would you ever want that?
But yeah, I went and since he's storing it in my fridge, my freezer, I thought it was fit to take some. Plus, it's
I
always
mean-
funny too. He gets this stuff from when he hangs out with certain friends and stuff like that. He gets this stuff from them, right? And then he never
Yeah.
touches it. It sits in there forever.
So you've got some shitty vodka.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than nothing.
That's debatable.
Actually, it's not too bad. It's definitely not. You can definitely tell it's cheap. Because obviously plastic bottle first of all, but the taste as well.
Yeah, I was about to say what you need to do is get him into the stuff that I drink, so that when they bring it home, you can just
Nah.
give it to me.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to get him into that stuff and then they end up in the hospital.
I mean,
He ends
it's
up in the
no
hospital.
more than what that is, I'm sure. The stuff I have is only, I think, yeah, it's only 70 octane.
Getting tangled up here. Ah, I'm being pulled.
Yeah, I was trying to get out of the wires of yours.
And I was trying to get away from you. And I was getting pulled toward.
Gonna try and keep my boom nice and low.
But hey, if it's not beer, and it gets me feeling good, I'm gonna drink it.
I mean,
As long as it's not beer.
so here's the funny thing about where I work. Family business, so
Yeah, you could do that. Then.
it's whatever the fuck you want to do. My dad wanted me to try because he's gotten himself into Guinness and he seems to love it. Doesn't give him a headache like the stuff he normally drinks, So he's happy with it. He likes it. No headache and, no stomach ache, no nothing like that. So that's good. He wanted me to try some the other day. I had just got to work, poured myself some coffee, and it was 8:36 in the morning. And I look at him, I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he's like, "I mean, it's up to you." And it's like,
So what you're telling me is you're an alcoholic.
no, he just wanted me to try it because he really liked it. And it's like, you know what? I'll humor him. I know I'm gonna hate the stuff, but
Yeah.
so there I am. UPS shows up like an hour later, and I'm still nursing a beer at 9:30 in the morning. It's just like, it's exactly what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there is no hiding this. It is exactly what it looks like.
So yeah, I actually heard the other day, speaking of beer and stuff like that, I actually heard that I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but there's something inside a beer that a certain amount of people will taste it and it tastes like soapy water. Makes beer taste like soapy water. There's something inside a beer that only a certain amount of people will taste it and it tastes like soapy water to them. There's something inside there. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what it was. But it was interesting. It was just like, huh, so that's why beer tastes like soapy water to me.
See, it doesn't taste like soapy water to me. It just tastes fucking terrible.
Yeah. Ugh. And yes, I know what soapy water tastes like because I used to get a mouthful of the stuff when I was a kid. All the time.
How dare. Bad. Bad. Bad.
And not because I was drinking it or trying to eat soap. It was not my choice.
Bar soap's not too good either.
Nope. We had
Uh,
Dawn, we had bar soap as well from like the shower. Shit, take off a piece and freaking brush my teeth with your finger with a bit of fucking soap on the end of it. Oh, so disgusting. And yet I still kept on swearing and kept on getting a mouthful of soap.
I mean,
Ugh.
fuck
I
it,
guess
right?
I guess I would just I guess I would just forget how awful that was and just do it again anyway. uh,
Uh, there we go.
oh yeah, so a very good friend of ours that
Oklahoma?
that doesn't have internet.
Oklahoma.
Well,
It's like, okay, it can be one of like one person I know. Yeah, Oklahoma.
he's been binge watching our construction simulator
Nice.
series. He got it like he'd been putting a comment on pretty much every video, and last comment I got was on I think episode 5, and that was, and I could tell he was binge watching it because of the comment. The times of the comments would be, between episode 4 and episode 5, they're about 6 hours apart. So I'm like, he's fucking binge watching. He got nothing to do apparently.
I mean, you know where he's at.
Oh yeah, we all know that. It was funny to me though, because it was just like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And yes, I did also start a colony survival series last weekend
Nice.
because I got done with the Railroad Empire campaign, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll start colony survival.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? It's actually a pretty good game. It's it can get a little bit addictive because it's one of those. It's almost like I'm sure you're familiar with the mobile games, the ones that they give you a little bit to start out with something, right? And then you use that little bit to get more efficient to build up whatever it is a little bit more, and then that yields a little bit more, so you can keep building, so you keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and keep getting more and more efficient at getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's kind of just a feedback loop of stuff. Well, that's what colony survival kind of is. You get a little bit to start out with, so you can get started. And once you get started, you just want to keep getting bigger and bigger, getting more and more people, more to fill more and more jobs, to get more and more food, so you can hire more and more people, to get more and more jobs, to get more and more food, so you can hire
You
more
can get
people.
more and more people, so you get...
Yeah, it's one of those types of games, and that's why it's really addictive, especially to me. It's just like, I just want to keep playing. I don't want to stop because I'm just like, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Gotta get it done. you know? That was definitely a game that's, I guess it's like Construction Sim in a way that it's very easy to play multiple hours of without even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Without sitting there going, oh, when is this gonna, is the 5 hours up yet? Is the 6 hours up yet? But just going, holy crap, where'd those hours go? Well, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Random.
Mhm.
One of the games I'm in, we've decided that we're gonna have a superhero game because a bunch of the people I play, some TTRPG with, they've been really enjoying a recent game that's come out.
Yeah, you were talking
It's a
about this
superhero game.
last time as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be an absolute disaster. Um, so he may become the bad guy. He may break the Geneva Convention. Because I had a thought today. It's like, okay, well, he's got no offensive capabilities, so he needs some way to defend himself.
Right.
And something about chlorine gas just so happened to pop up on my feed. And I was like, that would work. Wait. There's a reason that there's no chemical warfare anymore. And would he really be a hero at that point? I mean, he heals people, yeah, but chemical warfare in enclosed spaces.
There's gonna be one of them people that cause a problem and then fix that problem, and then cause another
Probably
problem.
not. No, just not fix the problem.
Well, I mean, fix the people that are affected, maybe.
Because the thing is, he's gonna be making clones of everybody, I'm sure, eventually. And, you know, he's gonna have all their powers and everything. But there's not gonna be any security to stop anybody else from messing with it. Because he's used to Big Brother protecting him, so why should he need security? And, you know, it's like, oh, well, he worked for Big Brother before, to a degree. And, you know, they wouldn't let him, you know, experiment on people to see the real effects of things because he's a crazy piece of shit. So he'll make clones, because clones aren't people.
Yeah, people are people.
Exactly, clones aren't people. Yeah, it's a terrible idea. And it's going to be like, okay, yeah, no, I got something for that, whatever that affliction is. Here, take this. And while we're at it, take this as well. Oh, and you seem a little tired. Here, have an adrenaline shot. It is a terrible idea.
And then after you take that, going, oh wait, don't take that one.
Oh, wait,
like-
we mixed those two up? You'll be fine, maybe.
Like, what do you mean don't take that one? I already took it. Oh.
Oh, no. It's not them taking it. It's him giving it to them.
Yeah. I was just
It's just gonna be an absolute disaster.
I was referencing it, the Cheech and Chong as well.
Oh boy.
That sounds like it's gonna be a good time.
I mean, we have a sentient armadillo that can teleport.
Okay then. It's like the most odd thing.
Like I said, sentient armadillo that can teleport. Did you ever play or look at Cyberpunk at all?
Yeah, I looked at it.
Okay, so do you know what a Ripper Doctor is?
No. I'm sorry, I didn't look at it that closely.
Okay,
I watched a few videos on it and decided, it's a neat game, but I don't think I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, that's fine. So a Ripper Doctor is a doctor that will, you know, surgically implant the augmentations, the cybernetics. They're called Ripper Doctors. And I imagined my guy as one of the sketchiest Ripper Doctors you could go to, but he's super cheap because he gets, you know, to test on people inadvertently. What? Yeah, he's not great. I'm going full Chaos Monkey as I can in this one with this guy.
Sounds like it.
Because I don't cause trouble for the group normally. But apparently on Sundays and now Thursdays, I'm gonna be causing trouble for the group. Because who wants to take over Austin, Texas and, overthrow the Russian mob that's in town with the Italian mafia? This guy. What can go wrong? Absolutely nothing. That's a lie. Everything can go wrong.
Yeah.
I have been messing around a lot in VR though lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been hanging out in VR and screwing around that way. It's been something. I have noticed that, compared to when I'm just sitting down playing video games and I'm stagnant as hell in VR, I at least move around unconsciously, like wiggle around dancing like a fool. I don't know why, I just do. Because I'll catch myself just, ooh, look at my hands, I'm moving my hands, doing shit like that.
Yeah, you're gonna do silly stuff in the game while
Oh, I
doing
do
silly
the stupidest shit.
while doing
I
silly
do the
stuff in real life
shit.
as well. If I could afford it and I had the room, I would definitely go for that.
You can do standing room only, which is literally just standing in one spot.
That's about all I'd be able to do.
Yeah.
There's not much room.
And then there's other systems, where you can just, do whatever you're doing, sitting down, laying down, whatever. It's actually, you don't need space to do it. It's just what I have. I like to have the room set up so that I have X amount of space around me to, act a fool.
I do think, though, if I was to choose a VR setup, like if I could have anyone in the world, any VR setup that is available on the market today, I would choose. I think I would definitely want to choose the one where it puts you in a harness and you got those these special slippery shoes, and you can run and walk in one spot.
Yeah.
And it's
I've
completely
seen people with those.
and it's a completely electronic motorized arm that keeps you center balanced as well, so it feels
'Cause
natural.
I've seen those, and then I've also seen those where they're like on a omnidirectional treadmill.
That's a lot more expensive.
well, I say omnidirectional. It's like those dog treadmills where they just spin.
Yeah.
That's like, they just move on their own. There's no motor to them. You move, they move. But yeah, you're in a harness around the hip.
Yeah, that's the same thing. It's just the one I'm referencing is just you get these specialized shoes that allow you to not have traction with the surface that you're standing on. In a sense.
Quick.
Yeah, that's really quick.
Let's go ahead and just send back the buckets.
That
Store
bucket is.
buckets.
I was gonna say that bucket is fine.
Yeah, since the, buckets were the only thing in the way. Wow, that looks like absolute dog shit right now. Look at where the dirt is.
Yeah.
The finished rocket ride is just fantastic. I'm really thrilled by its execution.
It's not finished.
Some people absurdly complained that our logo on the ride can be seen at some distance. What mattered to me was to use this attraction as a commemoration of my father and his significant research activities. To some extent, Gigantic Solutions is his legacy to this city, and he shouldn't be forgotten. When I was a kid, my dad and I liked walking across the fairground on the pier. Whether it was a roller coaster or a Ferris wheel, He came along on all the rides. But the best thing was when he held me by the arms and spun me in a circle like a small rocket. He would certainly have loved this carousel. I'm very grateful.
All right. Boop. Oh, you need to move your boom arm.
Yep.
Yeah, the absurdity of some people, you know. How dare they put their business logo onto a ride that they sponsored and helped build?
It's funny too as well because I don't even see the logo.
Oh, it's over here.
It's like she's talked about it as it's on the ride, and you can see it from some distance. And I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's right
where?
here. It's their sign by the booth to enter the ride.
Yeah, you can see that from some distance. If you want that to be seen from a good distance, you know what you do is you put it up on a rotating pedestal way up in the air above the ride. There
Yeah.
you go.
I mean, the absurdity of them to complain and whine. Ooh, a raccoon with a helmet. It's the raccoon with a space helmet. I needs it. I has a wants.
And we have something. This is going to be one of my favorite jobs.
Okay, to the go-kart track.
Yep.
I mean, that one went by fairly quick.
Yeah, it
Like-
did. There's not much to it.
Hour and a half?
Speak with the mayor again.
And then this one we are going to speak with... No, this one might just be the mayor.
It says mayor.
Yeah.
It's nice
this
that we
guy's-
can
he's an
always
alien.
rely on your company and that you've accepted the job.
Yeah, the mayor is 100%
Here,
alien.
We're planning a truly breathtaking go-kart track for young people. It reminds me of the old days when Hopper and I worked at a go-kart ride while we were in school. Sometimes we competed against each other on the track, but really only if the girls from the ice cream parlor were watching. The racetrack will be a highlight of the new park. Of course, we have to plan for a pit stop at the racetrack. But I'm sure that the greatest challenge in implementing this attraction is the curvy route that has to be paved.
Yeah, he's definitely a lizard.
So we need to flatten the area, so...
Oh,
yeah,
we're
I think
coming.
I think more of the front end loader, because they're just mounds.
I'll
I
do.
think that's what it's wanting mainly.
I'll
I'll do the left one, you'll do the right one.
Sure.
Alright.
Alright.
Alright. Matthew McConaughey for president. Why? Because everything's gonna be alright. I regret nothing.
I was also thinking too, just as long as this go-kart track, the go-karts themselves are not electric.
Probably are.
Because I seen a go-kart attraction that was electronic go-karts, and you just hear as they go by, just a whining of the electronic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, last time I did anything go-kart related, it was with electric carts, but it was inside of a building.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Had one
I
in
think this one was in... where did I go?
no, there's one in Colorado Springs. Yeah, Colorado Springs had a big amusement park that had
No, this one
indoor
was in
go-karts.
Wichita. Yeah, this one was all the way in Wichita.
But yeah, really, really cool, the indoor tracks. But
It was kind of neat. I just didn't fit in it.
yeah, I always preferred.
I was like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. I did not fit. I mean, I kicked everyone's ass, but I just did not fit.
I always preferred the gas ones, though. They were much more powerful.
Plus, you could also just reach back and adjust the, governor, because they had that little thing right there. You just kind of push it back, and you're going like 10 times faster.
Yeah. Never, never knew about that, but I was
Yeah,
much
because
too
really
young.
it's just a little sheet metal block-off plate that adjusts how much throttle you can actually get.
Oh.
So all you do is just bend the sheet metal plate, and you've got more throttle.
I never knew that. I guess I was just much too young.
Nothing like floating a few valves. It's fine. I don't know
But
if
I
I've
definitely-
ever shared this. Go ahead.
That's right.
I was gonna say I don't know if I've ever shared this story. It's not my story; it's my father's story. But he knew this guy who was huge in huge into air racing and huge into getting every last mile an hour he could out of his airplane. And it's like, okay, yeah, in air racing that's kind of important because there's only so many performance parts for those motors.
Yeah.
So,
Very
one time,
niche market.
my dad was talking to him, and he had this grand scheme, like, harebrained idea. It's like, hey, I bet if we can get this plane past valve float, I've done the calculations. If we can get it to go past valve float, it should keep going. And it'll get more power, more RPMs, more speed, and everything will be fine.
Yep.
Well, one day he goes out and he's pushing it to the limits. It's going up to red line. The valves are floating, doing their thing. And all of a sudden, smooth as glass. It cleans up, gets past valve float, and she's just like running like a sewing machine. And then it fucking explodes.
Yeah.
Because it got past valve float, and boy howdy, for that like minute and a half, it was running.
Yep.
But then it went to hell. Because it signed off in a most spectacular and glorious fashion, from what he's told me.
That's usually what happens. It's like, yep, you get past.
It worked. The theory was right, but
And there's a reason there's certain limitations on that kind of stuff. Keep it from exploding.
I mean, he got those few more mile an hour that he wanted, but it lasted for all of like a minute and a half.
Yeah, I have something very, very similar, but it has to do with a race car.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to do with valve flow, but it does have to do with RPM limitation. Knew somebody that was trying to get into the hobby stock class, and those motors, as you know, you buy them.
The old crate motor.
Yeah, sealed crate motor, and they have an RPM limiter built in to keep that thing from going over a certain RPM. Well, this harebrained idea person decided that they were going to remove the limiter so that they can get more RPM, so that they can get more speed to go around the track. Well, that RPM limiter it's kind of there to keep the competition fair, But there's a big reason that RPM limiter exists, is because that motor can push way past the RPM limit. Because of the amount of parts that are in there, it can actually push past that RPM limit. If that RPM limiter is not there, it'll push way beyond that. Like you're talking a couple thousand RPM higher than it's supposed to go. So they found out a way to remove the limiter, and they put it back together. Said, yeah, got ready for race day. They're racing around the track. They're getting their extra RPM they wanted, the extra power, and then the motor fucking explodes, just in a spectacular fashion. Freaking oil and coolant all over the track, bits and pieces all over the track. There was nothing left of that motor. Not even the block. It was in pieces.
It's just
not as
wonderful watching something fail in such spectacular fashion.
Yep, I loved it. I was just like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. And of course, my my family member, the one that owns that mechanic shop, not to give too many details away, but he said something to this person. Said, yeah, you probably shouldn't remove that AI shouldn't remove that limiter, that RPM limiter. Said, what? Because it's against the rules. He's like, well, not only that, but there's some issues that will be caused by removing that. And the guy was very, very insistent on removing that. And he said, okay, well, you'll find out. Like my family member knew exactly what was going to happen.
The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Yeah, because he was also really good at building race car motors. Like within the rules, that family member could build a race car motor that would be a lot more powerful than everybody else within the rules, because the rules were very, very strict on what kind of everything had to be original, but he knew how to tune. That was the thing. It's like he was when he raced his car, his race car that he won with most of the time was a 2-barrel against 4-barrel carburetor. You think more fuel, more power, right?
Well,
if
with the tracks we have in the area, you don't get that power.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to take advantage of the 4-barrel fully. Like you get a little bit more advantage over a 2-barrel, but if that 2-barrel is tuned to its maximum, to the best it can possibly perform, it will outperform hobby stock from an Econo. That's what he did. He raced a fucking Econo 2-barrel carburetor, and he beat out a hobby stock that was over on the mile track up north. The one that they raced the Derby cars with. I'm sure you know.
I think I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, they race Derby cars, hobby stock, and Econo classes all together on the same track. And it's the 200 mile or 200. I guess 200 miles as well, but the 200 lap race. And most of the time, only about 10% of the cars that entered actually finished the race. Because that's how they are. The Derby cars, most of them don't last because they're not built
they're
to race.
just a car thrown together. Let's just wreck this shit.
Yeah, and you just wreck it. That's all you do. You don't need a whole lot of power. You just need to keep pushing and bumping until eventually everybody dies out and you ultimately win. And plus, they're much, much heavier because they're built stronger.
To
be able to
put that
outlast.
extra iron in to, support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just that was that one year though that I was actually helping out the pit crew, and I couldn't believe he did that. It fucking all original motor out of a '86 Cutlass, which is a V8. Swapped out the 4-wheel or the 4-barrel carb to the 2-barrel, and then he sat there and tuned it the day of the race.
And you can get 4-barrel performance out of it by, jetting and everything. Because, 4 barrels, it's more air, more fuel. Well, 2-barrel, you can put the same jets in. And then it's, less air, but you can, run it a little fatter.
Oh yeah, there's a few things you can do with it. And plus, again, yeah, the issue with the 4-barrel. Not being able to
And
use it to its full performance because that 4-barrel's built for being on the highway. It's built to get up to speed and then cruise.
And the thing is, your family member, he's a fucking character.
Oh yeah, especially when it's
That's
just
the
like
one thing that is sad is I know a whole lot of people, but the thing is they're older, air quotes, people, and they're all just characters. It's like you will never meet another person like them.
Yep. Especially, yeah, you can always tell he's a character on race day because it's just like let's not work unless it's serious work. Let's not work on the cars the night before the race. Let's fucking work on the damn car the day of the race. Oh, that motor was blown last race. Let's wait until the day of to completely tear down that motor, see what's good, and then replace what's broken, and then put it back together and still go race it that day. Fucking insane. But of course he has been a mechanic for over 40 years, so he's able to do things with a car that most people can't.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He really is. I know he's got to make money, but he's pretty proud of some of the stuff he has. And I'm not talking about the nice stuff either. But he knows what he would go for scrap, so there's no reason to sell it otherwise.
Yeah. Move away just a little bit. That not only that, but he's also fucking insane when it comes to, oh, I'm gonna work. I'm not gonna work one job. I'm not gonna work 2 jobs. I'm gonna work 4. It's like fucking what? Yeah, perfect. Perfect distance.
Yeah, I've been meaning to, call him and poke his brain, see if he has any Detroits out in his scrap. Any Detroit diesel, the 2-strokes.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Because I know he's got a whole lot of shit out there, but it's like...
Yeah, you don't know what's out there. Hell, even half the time, sometimes he doesn't know what's out there. He just can't
I was gonna
guess
say,
it.
shit, last time I talked to him, the answer was, well, you can just go out and look.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I could, but I'm asking you because I don't want to go out and look.
Yep. That's how he is, though, too. Is if he knows you, he's gonna be like, yeah, just go out there and do it yourself, fucking lazy asshole. Not really, but...
Yeah, he doesn't mean you lazy asshole. He's just like trusting you to go do it, get it yourself, and, let you do what you want to do because he,
Yeah, he got better things to do.
Exactly. I mean, he could waste all day getting something for you, or he could just say, yeah, give me the money, go grab it.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't his son running the business now?
Yeah. He's still there for...
Consultation.
Yeah, he still runs it. In a sense. There's already people riding the rocket ride.
As we are constructing this stuff.
Yeah, one person for a second there didn't have a rocket. They were just they had their hands up in a sitting position floating through the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to bring you a crane, but the damn truck was in the way.
Oh, I mean, I'm using the excavator.
And of course, his son. You know him, how he can be. Yeah, very special sometimes. Like one day, he's like, I don't want to. He's like, I'm gonna He's like, I'm running this business, and he's like, I don't want to work on anything but Chevys. And we're sitting there going, you're going to
got a choice there, Chief.
You're going to run the business into the ground if you do that. It's not because there's not a whole lot of Chevys around here. It's just because you just got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
You take the job, no matter what rolls in, and you work on it. There isn't a choice, because the way that's a family business. That's not a big corporation where you can pick and choose.
Yeah, it's not like the Ford or Chevy dealership in town.
Yeah. Or like those really big shops that are like, oh, we only work on things from, 2015 onwards, specialty shops. You have to work on whatever comes in if you want to stay afloat. People are probably wondering, like, what are these for? What are these jobs that he was working? Well, being a car mechanic, he also had the business of a 24/7 tow truck service, which is a job in of itself because it's 24/7. There is no, oh, you get a call and you go, nah, I'm off today. I'm not going to tow the vehicle. I'm not going to come get it.
Plus, he also specialized in radiator repair, so that's something that's not really done anymore.
Yeah. It's just because that was something that was years ago.
And now it's like, hey, if you can find somebody who will do that, depending on the radiator, it might be worth repairing the radiator versus buying a new one.
Yeah, it's kind of always been the thing. It really does depend, but the newer vehicles, oh yeah, repairing the radiator.
Sometimes you can't because they're just plastic.
Well, you can still repair plastic ones. You can replace the tanks on them. But again, that is one of those things that it is a toss-up. It is a toss-up between...
I was looking at, the radiators for, the diesel motors. I was looking at putting in my 98 one-ton dually. They're medium-duty applications. They're big motors. And the radiators for them were expensive, so it's like if the radiator goes bad, that's definitely something you want to repair versus buy.
When it comes with the newer cars, though, the damn radiators have been overpriced so badly that it is cheaper. Or the parts for them have been overpriced so badly that it is cheaper just to replace it.
Well, that's kind of something that there's a certain airplane company, I'm not going to mention a name.
Yeah.
Like the parts for their old airplanes, they've just been jacking them up. So it's like anymore, hey, I need this part for this, 50-year-old plane. And it's like, how much is it going to cost? Well, you're not going to be happy because that company, there's plenty of them in stock, but they don't want to sell them. They want you to buy a new plane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at repair. We were looking at repairing a 2010 Chevy Impala radiator because it had a leak in one of the tanks, and also the person that owned it before, I don't know if they did like a hose repair on the radiator or whatever, but it's a plastic, it's a plastic tank on the side, so that's where your hose hooks to. Well, they tightened down one of the hoses too tight and cracked the neck inside the hose. Like, it was holding on there, but only just. We don't know how long it's been like that. It probably gotten worse over the years, but it was cracked definitely, because it was in pieces when we pulled the hose off. It's just like we undid the thing and went to just pulled the hose off, and it's just like, oh, that came off pretty easy. Look back at the radiator. Oh.
It came off pretty easily.
Yeah, that's not supposed to come off that easily when it's been on there for years. It's supposed to be a bitch to get off because it basically turns into glue. It glues itself. It's not supposed to be that easy. Well, it was in pieces. So it's like, okay, well, how much is it going to cost to repair that? Well, the tanks, they cost a certain amount. And then, you know, obviously, even though, yes, he is family, we still got to pay him for doing the work. Yeah, but also,
money and
he's the only one that knows how to repair a radiator. So he's the only one that knows how to change out those tanks, and he priced it and told us and said, nah, you're better off just replacing it. Them fucking radiators are, like, the cheapest radiator we could find, this was at O'Reilly's, was almost $500. Fucking expensive. Yeah. Now, we got lucky because we, and again, and I'm going to say this before I say the name, is hashtag not sponsored. But yeah, the website Rock Auto, we found one for under $300. The exact same radiator, the exact same brand, the exact same hardware that comes with it. And I know this because you could they're both stock Google images of that radiator brand and of that radiator, and then you look at it, it's the exact same brand, exact same part number, all that, and it's selling it for almost half off of that price. So fucking, and it wasn't any better at the other part store. So
yeah,
it was just slightly cheaper, like I think like by $10 difference. So we went with the Rock Auto one. It's just like, holy crap. And to repair it was going to cost almost just as much.
And at that point, yeah, you could have a repaired one or a brand new one.
Yeah. But for Rock Auto, we got it cheaper for brand new. That's why I love that site. And I also love that site too, because when you buy, every time you buy something and have it delivered, obviously you're going to have it delivered, but every time you buy something off that website, you get a little refrigerator magnet with a car on it. And it's always different. They got like millions of them. Really good site though. I buy all my parts from there. Because it's...
I've tried. I just fucking despise the website.
You do?
I hate the way it's set up. Not the company, the website.
What's the
I
way
have
it's...
fought it so many times trying to get to what I'm looking for that I just gave up.
Sure you're looking at the same site?
Yeah.
Because it's pretty easy for me. I pick the year, pick the model, or the make, then the model, and then I pick, and then I go, okay, it's going to be under this subcategory, like engine or whatever, or suspension.
And for some reason, that always fights me.
Well, I guess it also is easier for me because I've been using it for a long time, so I know it's easy to navigate for me. But yeah, it's just like I can get parts that are way cheaper and of the same quality because they got many options for one part, and I love how they categorize it as well. When you do find a part, if it's got multiple different categories, it's categorized into either economy, standard OEM, or premium. And that shit is still much cheaper than going to the parts store. But then again, you chalk that up to price of convenience. They buy the part for like wholesale price, which is much cheaper than what they sell it to you. But because they have it in stock, and they're going to have it in stock in their warehouse, and they're going to sell it to you, where you can just buy it off the shelf and take it home that day, they're going to mark it up really crazy.
And that's the thing. The one over by the gas station, you know which one I'm talking about. We have a business account with them, and the price that's listed that other people pay versus what we pay is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you know, they probably got it for X amount. It's listed for $60 and we paid $30, and okay.
But yeah, that's also because you have an account with them, and you're going to be buying a lot more than the average customer usually.
Yeah, because I go in there, we get all of our oil stuff and everything from them unless they don't have it. And at that point, it's kind of like, I'm doing an oil change today. I gotta have this stuff, so later, nerd.
Yeah. Later, nerds.
Plus, it's also a gun store, so what could go wrong there? I mean, really, who would have thought a parts store is also a gun store?
Yeah. Plus, I also do like the guy that runs it.
Yeah, my dad hates the son of a bitch because he's always in a bad mood, but...
He's always in a bad mood, but then again, the shit he has to deal with on a daily basis.
I mean, I never catch him in a bad mood. My dad always does, but I never catch him in a bad mood. He's always
Maybe because maybe he's always in a bad mood when your dad's around.
And that was the thing. It's just like, I never deal with him when he's in a bad mood.
Yeah, he's always nice to me. Hell, he even helped me out. He'd be like, "Oh, you don't want to buy that part for what you're trying to fix there." Be like, "Oh, why is that?" "Oh, because that's not actually what's wrong with it. It's more likely it's going to be this part." So then I buy the part, and I'm just like, "Oh, I guess he was right." So he just saved me on a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean, he's told me a couple of times, yeah, you don't need to replace that, but it's like, I'm already there. The part's 30 years old. It may not fail. It may not fail at all. But I'm right there. All I've got to do is unscrew it and put a new one in. Yes, it may be 30 bucks, but it's 30 bucks I'm willing to spend, so take my goddamn money.
Yeah, take my money already. Fuck. You're a store, aren't you? Yeah, I've had a few instances, a few run-ins like that, though, where it's just like, I go to replace this part, and he's like, "Oh, what you doing? What you working on?" And that kind of stuff. He's like, "Oh, I actually know that issue. We've had it a lot. Try this part instead. This part's much cheaper, and if it doesn't work, bring it back." And it's just like, holy shit. And plus, he's done a few favors for me in the past. It was, we had a really bad run-in with a slave cylinder. It's a plastic slave cylinder, and when you're bleeding it for your clutch, when you're bleeding the brake fluid to get all the air out of the line, what can sometimes happen is where the bleeder is, because it's a little screw that you got to use a special hex key for. And if you sometimes if you're when you go to tighten that back up to not allow air to come back in, it'll crack because it's plastic, because there's so much pressure there. It's an older vehicle, and the one that's originally in there is aluminum. Yet they decided to replace it with plastic, so it cracks. And because it's a part that deals with fluid, they're non-replaceable or non-refundable. That's what I mean. Yeah, they're non-refundable. You're not supposed to be able to refund those, but he refunded us and got us another one. Just because it's so stupid the way they designed it. It's like, oh, plastic. Let's put a metal plug in a plastic thread. And here's the special key. And if you so much as goes slightly tighter than this plastic thread, it fucking cracks the whole housing. And then the pressure as well. If you got just a little bit too much pressure on that thing, when you go to crack it open, it'll also snap.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. And he's like, yeah, this happens a lot, so yeah, just bring it in, we'll return it.
Yeah, it was like that when it got
Yeah. So yeah, we'll clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he runs the store, he owns the store.
Oh yeah, so you can do whatever you want.
Versus the other parts store where they just work for a, faceless company.
Yeah, they're a big corporation.
Yeah. That's why I like to give him my business. Yes, he's branded as one of those, but it's his store. He's been a couple
Yeah.
other things before.
Yeah,
So
he
it's
owned
like,
he
yeah.
owned the business before he merged. So,
Yeah. Plus, he has some cool shit hanging on the walls. He's got like a, what is that? Like a 6 or 7 inch wrench that he has hanging up on the ceiling. It's fucking huge. And then he's got a cylinder head for a 4-cylinder motor that's just enormous. It's an old copper gasket cylinder head.
oh, well.
And it was for a flathead motor. So it's
Is
like
it-
this gigantic flathead motor.
Doesn't he still have like a bunch of V-belts hanging off the ceiling as well, still that you can buy?
Oh, he does. Yeah. They've got a special stick with a big fuck off hook on the wall.
Yep.
And like 20 feet in the air, they've got belts upon belts upon belts upon
And
belts.
there was a drain pan up there that I wanted, but I couldn't afford it. And the reason I couldn't afford it is because it's a massive, massive freaking drain pan that you won't be able to slide underneath the car. I'd probably barely be able to slide that thing underneath my pickup. I don't remember. That was a long time. That was quite a long time ago, but it was still like, I want that thing, and I went to buy it, and it's just like, oh, it's this much. Fuck that!
No.
Yeah. I want it, but damn.
Not that bad. Not
Yeah.
that bad.
It's many, many gallons. We'll say that. It is a many, many gallon drain pan. And it's an enclosed one, so you put the little plugs back in it when you're done draining, and it seals it up. It's like that thing, if it ever gets completely full, that's gonna weigh a lot. You're gonna be
Oh, yeah.
trying to carry that. Ugh.
Yeah, that's why we have one of them shuttle tanks out at the farm where I do all my oil changes. We have a lift, but it's currently blocked by a van and a 1936 Model D John Deere tractor.
Yeah, I
So
remember that
it
lift.
is currently out of use. But we have one of those big tanks that you can roll underneath a car and then drain directly into.
And they had an
And then
ingenious.
next to that, we have a 250-gallon empty tank, chemical shuttle tank that's been rinsed out. And there's a guy in a couple towns over that we know who uses an oil burner for the winter. So he supplies us with the drums and the shuttles and whatnot, and we just fill them.
Yeah, that's a nice trade-off.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is free oil disposal,
Hmm.
and he heats his shop in the winter.
Yep, and he's shop for free.
Exactly. I mean, it's used motor oil. He gets it for free from us. So, it's why not?
It's sad that those kind of business trade-offs don't really exist anymore. Like if you were to try and go for something like that today and you didn't know anybody, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we have this shuttle, and he kind of got annoyed with us using shuttles because he would have to get a tractor or a forklift out to move the damn thing versus a 55-gallon drum where you can kind of manhandle it around. And yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, you want our used oil? And he's like, yeah, I use it. Motor oil. Perfect. Peachy. Awesome. Cool. Everything's good. Although I don't know if we're going to be saving some of ours because my brother might have an oil burner that he's looking at getting in the town to the north a ways. Just depends. He's making the big bucks.
Oh yeah.
Fucker's getting paid like 26 or 27 an hour.
Damn.
But he's in a New Holland dealership. He's
Yeah.
not car, he's tractor at this point.
So he swapped over to something else. Huh?
And the thing is, where he was working, the machine shop here, he was working so many hours. And he said he was working 10 times harder for like 13 bucks an hour. Like the pay he was getting was so little for the amount of work he was putting in. And then it's like, hey, you know, also we want you to do machine work. But
Yeah, I
we
heard
also
about that.
want you to work on cars that we bring in the shop, so we want to put you on flat rate. And it's like, well, what do you want?
Yeah, I heard about that. That one machine shop was doing stuff like that, overworking their people and then putting them on all kinds of jobs that they didn't know how to do. Stuff that you would normally be paid way more for, but didn't want to pay him more. Didn't want to hire a new guy that he'd have to pay more. So just use the people that was already there to work it instead.
And there's a reason why, to my knowledge, I don't know if... I know that 2 of the 4 people that worked there when I knew of them are still there. Because my brother, well, he didn't quit, he went to jail. Bit of a difference.
Just straight up.
Yep, bit of a difference. When he couldn't work anymore. And then there's another guy. I run into him at the gun store all the time. He is a crazy son of a bitch. Like, he is out there. His thought process of fun, his favorite job was when he was repoing semi-trucks getting shot at all the time in, like, Detroit. That was his, you know, ideal job. He said he missed doing that. And it's like, you crazy motherfucker.
Yes, some people like the adrenaline rush of almost dying.
He's just fucking crazy. No, like, straight up, he's just weird. He's a neat guy, but he is... Okay, have fun. Bye. See, I would have thought this might be asphalt versus gravel.
Well, we're doing gravel and then we're gonna pave it.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure. Because the mayor did say something about paving the entire thing. Yeah, that's what they wouldn't make any sense for having a track that's gravel for go-karts. Because go-karts are really low to the ground. At least the ones you see in theme parks. They're like, you know, freaking racing slicks.
Yeah.
Like an inch off the ground. So there's not much suspension there to be had.
Every little bump breaks your back.
I wouldn't have... Like, they probably, like, push those things along when they gotta store them. They probably don't drive them. Because the tracks they normally drive on are, like, perfectly smooth, no bumps or anything, and then if you try to drive it outside of that environment, I bet it's, not fun.
Yeah, I really don't think it is. Sad thing is when I was doing it, it's like, yeah, this is fun for like a minute. Now my back's hurting because I hardly fit in the thing.
Yep. And it's kind of, I guess I do kind of speaks from experience a little bit, because we didn't have the track go-karts. We had the southern go-karts, as some people would call them. The off-road go-karts, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the ones, and we would, of course at the time we were outside of town, out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the country, driving our freaking go-karts wherever we wanted to take them. Driving over freaking mole hills and gopher holes and through, you know, really tall weeds filled with wild grasshoppers. just wherever we wanted to take them, that's where we would take the suckers. And yeah, that was of course, back then, you don't think of it like, oh, this is a rough ride, I shouldn't do this. It's oh, this is a rough ride, I should totally do this.
Oh yeah.
I'm having too much fun. No seatbelt, flopping all over the place, about falling out of the damn thing every few seconds.
Yeah. The last time I rode the go-kart we had out there was, it was a long time ago. But the reason I stopped is because the throttle cable snapped, and we just never fixed it.
Oh. That's way too funny as well. You had a throttle cable incident as well?
Mm-hmm.
And we had one that, I guess it wasn't a throttle cable, it was a throttle pedal incident. The person that's running the shop from his dad right now, he was driving really, really fast, lost control of it on the dirt, and slammed it into a ditch. And the front bar there that protects your feet, and also part of the frame, it had bent in. Because those ditches are super, super steep, and when you go off them with the little go-kart, you have that momentary airtime before you slam face first into the embankment on the other side of it. He hit that, bent it, and then he's like, oh yeah, I just crashed over there, no big deal, trying to be all tough and whatnot. And he's like, okay, your turn to ride. So he gets out of it, and it's one of those go-karts where you kind of have to rev it up for a little bit just to keep it running.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of tuned to where as soon as you put the pedal down, it's going to give you everything it's got. So it's not going to run nicely when it's idle. But yeah, so he gets out of it, I go to get in, and I took a little bit too long getting on there, and it shut off. So I get back off of it, go to start it up again. Little did I know that when I pressed the throttle in to keep it running just before it died, it had stuck the throttle pedal. And of course, these ones aren't. They're not ones that you put in neutral or whatever. They just kind of they're clutch based on the motor. So when you press the throttle, the clutch engages, and you go. But as soon as you let off the throttle, come to a complete stop, the clutch disengages and it just sits there. So that's the type that you expect there. Well, the throttle was stuck down, and as soon as I pulled that thing to get it started, it revved up and took off by itself.
Later, nerd.
Yeah, it was gone. It freaking took off down the road, and we see it hits a little pothole in the dirt road, takes a right, goes through the ditch, goes down to the bottom, comes back out the top, and you just see it fly up into the air a little bit, twist, and land upside down. Luckily, it didn't burn itself to the ground or anything. Or start a big old bushfire. But that was it was so spectacular. Such a good memory as well. Then I got my ass chewed a couple hours later about the go-kart taking off by itself because I'm the one who started it. Good old memories those were, though. Those good old times when, you had no interest in in technology. You just wanted to go outside and have a good time. No, that's sand. Oh, crap. I just filled sand.
Shit.
I clicked too quick. There, I covered it up. You know, it's funny too. Is every time if I watch a little bit of this back after we're done playing or whatever, I watch a little bit of it back while it's uploading and stuff like that. See how things went, see how things sound and whatnot. Got to make sure everything's working. It sucks, but it always reminds me of like we sound like two old men just like
bickering about the new shit.
Yeah, bickering about the future, what's going on today, and then and then reminiscing on old memories years long past.
Oh fuck, yeah, that's just how it is anymore.
Yeah, because that's all you can do. I mean, sheesh.
I mean, I've been hanging out with some, like I said, a couple of people I met. They're fucking 19 and 20. They're just fucking little things. One of them's fucking 15 years old. One person I met, and they're mature, so I thought they were older. And then it's like, wait, how old are you? Should I be talking to you right now? But the thing is, they're a cool kid. I keep myself completely PG around them just because it's like, cool story, bro. I'm not gonna be the one to corrupt you or be the one to, get anyone pissed off at me for doing something.
Yeah.
What rating is this channel?
I don't have a rating.
Okay, then I'm going to ask you one question. And that will determine whether I continue with this or not.
Okay.
Do you know what Bad Dragon is?
Yes.
They did not, and somebody, mentioned the name. So they're like, hey, what's that? And I said, no, we are not going to go any further. Don't look it up. You are too young. Stop it.
Yeah, that's one of them deals where it's just like, you hear it on the internet, right? You hear it on the internet and you're just like, oh, I wonder what that is. And everybody says, don't look it up. You do not want to know. And then you look it up and you go, no, I didn't want to know. I actually didn't.
And that's the thing with this kid. It's just like they're 15. They're like, oh, what's that? And I said, no, we're not going there. I'm not going to say anything. You are 15. Don't look it up. Just ignore that was ever mentioned.
Yep. I can't remember. It was mentioned on a YouTube video many years ago for me, and I was just like, oh, I wonder what that is. Because they obviously, they're like us now. They're just like, no, we're not going to say what it is. Uh-oh.
Oh, goodbye.
Yep. The game has completely done something.
Have a good one. I'm gone.
The connection to the internet failed. The game has been restarted. What? Did I capture that? I did. I captured that. What? It took me back to the main menu.
Yeah, so did it. Took me there too.
And we're still talking on Discord, so obviously, I guess there might have been too much ping for too much time, and
yeah,
it just went no.
I mean, there's a lot of assets. That's a lot of gravel right there.
Mm-hmm. But I said internet connection failed.
That was something that happened, and I was just like, nope, we're not talking about this. I'm not mentioning it to you. I'm not telling you anything about it, little kid.
Yeah.
We are going to a different conversation. How about them Packers?
Alright, we'll put a pause on this just real quick, and we'll be back with ya.
Remember at the beginning how I said that I wouldn't drink all of this? It's almost gone. It's almost gone.
Just like our progress.
It's easy. Yeah, it's like right there at the bottom. There's just a little bit.
A little bit left. Oh, that's too funny.
I may black out. I don't know. Last time I had this much, I was just there, and then I wasn't. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. I was wondering why I was feeling warm.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to turn the fan on. Oh, shit.
And unfortunately, we gotta...
On the road again.
Just gotta fill her up. You don't want to help?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally helping. A little bit more, a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, perfect. Now go for it.
uh,
Oh, damn it. So, supper tonight. Squirrel. I had pork sausage on tortillas, cheese, sour cream. It was pretty okay. It wasn't good. It was just pretty okay.
It was okay.
Exactly. I never said I was a good chef. It was pretty okay. It was edible. It was more than I normally eat. Because normally, it's literally just the sausage. It's the sausage with some ketchup, mustard, maybe a bit of relish, because that goes well with it. It doesn't. Oh. But hey, it's easy. Nothing like just getting your cast iron griddle out, slamming that bitch on the stove top, and then just me cook. And it's done.
Me cook with electricity.
Sadly. I was actually looking, and I was contemplating when I get my water pipes done, since they're all cast iron, and I was going to replace them with PEX or something. I was thinking I might run a gas line to the kitchen, because I have gas for the water heater. So I was thinking I might actually run a gas line to the kitchen. And then there I would get a gas stove.
I don't know about that.
I prefer gas over electric. It's just personal choice, really.
Just
Because I grew up with
'cause,
propane.
and I also grew up with, a gas stove. And now that we have a glass top electric, it's just it heats everything so much better. Just because it's even heat,
See, that's where that's where it's like with cast iron, it really doesn't fucking matter because it's a chunk of iron. It's gonna heat up.
Yeah, maybe maybe with the older stuff's built to work optimally with the older stoves.
Yeah,
And the
it's
newer
like the copper bottom pots. Yes, they're supposed to disperse the heat evenly, but they can still kind of get hot spots. And cast iron can do that too. If you have it on a small little point.
Yeah, where it's only heating
big
the very
thing.
center.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, I grew up with gas, and the thing is when the power went out, we still could cook because, the igniter didn't work, but you had a lighter, so you turn the gas on, poof, there you go.
Yep.
But the thing is, I don't know, do you get city power if the power goes out from the power station?
Yeah. If we turn on our generators, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
we get the same amount because every now and again we'll get that small little gap of no electricity, and then all of a sudden it'll come back on, and then we'll look at our bill, and it's almost twice as much.
Yep,
as
they
the previous.
gave you all the way to the elbow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's nice that we have that. It sucks when we have to pay for it.
Yeah, it does.
But the thing is, there was, when I was growing up, we went 35 days, I want to say, with no power. This would have been in like 06 or 07 when we had that super nasty storm here, and it knocked out
that was
all
the
electricity.
Yeah, that I didn't live here, but I do know of that storm. There were stories of that storm. It was in 07.
Yeah.
And that was the landlocked one where they were coming through with the giant snowblower trying to open up some of the roads because that's all they could get through there.
It was nasty. It was, but it was awesome at the same time. It was so weird though.
Yeah, that also made
Because it's
headlines
like-
as well.
It was one of those things. It's like, we don't have power. This is different. But the thing is we had gas, so we could still heat the house. We could still, cook and all that stuff because it's not that we didn't have electricity, we had gas, so we could do that.
Yeah, you had natural gas.
Propane.
Or
that's the
propane,
difference. But the thing is, water. We did not have water.
Really?
Yeah, because the water is run off the well. And the
Oh,
well is
yeah,
electric.
yeah. You don't have city water. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, out there. So the thing we did is we had a generator, and we would only run the generator. We would shut everything down. And we would run the generator for like an hour, and it's like, okay, everybody, in and out of the shower. This is your time to go.
Yep.
So that the generator would run the well for the water.
Yeah, I actually learned.
Other than that, we would fill up gallon jugs, and that would be our drinking and cooking water.
Yeah.
But we also had an outhouse, so it's like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. Well, you don't want to flush it because, you know, the water and no electricity. No, we could literally have a hole in the ground. Go shit.
Yep. We did tell you that me and a buddy of ours built an outhouse, right?
Yeah,
We
you
built
mentioned it to me.
55-gallon drum. We actually built it in a way so you step up these 2 stairs and then you sit down like on the toilet, and then you're sitting on top of a 55-gallon drum essentially.
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna,
slightly above it.
I was gonna say I don't know if it would work down there, but the outhouse we have, I don't know how big it is or what's in it. But
If it's an older one, it probably just goes just a hole in the ground is all it is.
it's an old one, but the thing
And then
is,
they-
it doesn't stink in it at all. So
Yeah, I
it's
guess-
like, you know, if there's anything in there or whatever it is, but I'm pretty sure it's literally just a hole in the ground. But it's got ventilation and whatnot inside of the little stall. So
Yeah, if you built those correctly, you could actually achieve that. If you actually had a way for the hole to ventilate, not up through where you were sitting.
And, you know, it was one of those things. It's cool that we have it, but my mom's stuffed, you know, so much like shit full in there. It's like we've got clippings for chicken bedding and stuff inside of it, and fencing.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
did.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Oh, say we did sawdust.
Yeah,
that
and that's what I was
dries
thinking,
it
there
out.
may be stuff in the bottom, but
Yeah, it's like every
she, like,
time we
put
take a shit.
stuff inside of the outhouse so you couldn't use it anymore.
What?
Like she used it for storage.
Oh, I
That's
see.
what I meant. She used it for storage. And, you know, it's neither here nor there, but
Yeah, I recently learned that running your water, your electronic pump water well off of a generator is actually not good for it at all.
it's not.
It
no.
shortens its life dramatically because it's what they call dirty power.
Yeah, but
because
the thing
it's
is when
constant.
you're out of power for like a week,
Yeah, there's no other choice. Yeah,
you kind of need it.
but yeah, because the constant on off. That's so erratic.
But that's why we decided it's like once a day for an hour. You know, we're gonna turn the generator on. It was just a little, like, I don't know how many kilowatt generator it is. It's just a little one. So we'd hook it up, and it's like, all right, it's hooked up, it's running. Everybody get in and out of the showers, do what you need with water. There you go. But it was an interesting time. It really was, because sun up, sun down. You wake up, you go to sleep.
Did we ever tell you how we took showers out there?
You may have, but I don't remember.
We used 2-liter jugs, fill them with water,
Oh jeez.
and then we had built this little thing out of fence and 2x4s, so you'd have privacy, you know. So it's like it's like an outdoor shower that you'd find at the beach. It's exactly like that. You step in, you block it off with the little curtain, and then you just take the 2-liter bottle, you dump some over you, get yourself nice and wet, and then you take some soap with a sponge, lather up, get nice and soaped, and then take another bottle and start washing yourself off.
Yeah.
That's how we did that. The only bad thing is when it came to winter. Uh, that was not fun
Nice and
because
cold.
yeah, that's especially because we had our water out there, which is usually we fill them up after we take the shower, and then you put them back in where the shower thing is, right? Well, when it gets that cold, if it isn't frozen, it is really cold. So it's just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna skip the shower for right now. And not cover myself in almost frozen water.
Yeah, because then at that point, hypothermia is an issue.
But yeah, that's what we did. We ran the electric well off of a generator, and only ran it when we needed it.
So, did I tell you about the furnace exploding?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if I told you that the furnace exploded the other day.
Last episode.
Wasn't it that long ago?
Yeah.
I didn't think
you-
it was
you
that. I
guys
thought
think-
it was the middle of this week.
You guys ignored the problem for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah. I mean, the furnace, it'd been backlighting and it'd been woof occasionally. It's like, okay, whatever. And then, throughout the week, there was like, pop. Oh, that was interesting. Pop. The next day. Oh, I wonder what that noise was. I guess I'm hearing things. And I'm sitting there. And it feels like I just got hit with, those air tanks that you use to seat beads on cars? It felt like I got blasted in the face with one of those. It was just like, what the fuck was that?
Yep. And then after that, I talked about the people across the street airing up that tire on the dump truck, and they fucking left it.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
something.
the little thing we have now, it works, but it's it's made for propane, but it's supposed to be so efficient you don't need to vent it.
What?
But you can still smell the burnt propane.
How does that work?
It's
You
supposed
don't need
be
to vent
super
it.
efficient.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's supposed to be super efficient.
I don't trust it.
I can smell the burnt propane, but
Yeah,
it's been this long and we haven't had any issues, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's not something I would definitely want to trust.
But the thing is there's no real place to vent it. And I brought up to my dad, I was thinking, it's like, something we could do is, the exhaust fans you would find in a bathroom or something. Well, where the old vent was for the furnace, we could put an exhaust fan. And then we could wire it up so that when that thing kicks on, the exhaust fan turns on. Yes, it might pull some of the heat out, but it'll also pull the fumes out.
Yeah.
But we're crazy, not smart, so we're just sending it. I have a kitty. So I was thinking cheese quesadilla. That's the extent of that thought.
Alrighty.
I mean, I've already had supper, but I was like, my cheese.
Yeah, sometimes you just you eat, right? And then a few hours later, you just like, I gotta eat something. This is nuts.
It's like, I has the munchies.
Yeah.
I needs it. Maybe back into where you've been lowering the dump truck to go under.
I also got a spot here to try out. Yeah, it's hard
yeah.
it's hard to spread underneath that because I can't lift the bed. That's That's why I didn't really get very good underneath there, because it's just like,
Hey, perfect.
nice.
I think I brought over both.
Oh yeah, we get to compact again.
Yes, those things.
Run
I am.
a racetrack. You wanna race them?
So the words are there. They're in my mind, but
Yeah.
they're just not coming out anymore.
That's right. Compactors are not all that complicated to drive. You could probably drive one of them while drinking Kool-Aid. I mean, you might destroy some stuff, but the machine will be fine.
Well, it's not that I'm also partially distracted with a kitty staring directly in my face, looking into my soul as I pet it. Squirrel.
You doing the inside lane or the outside lane?
Yes. Apparently, it's the inside lane. I don't know what it is for you. I think it would be the inside lane as well.
Currently doing the outside.
Yeah. Working on the inside, I believe.
I still think this game could use, other than obviously fixes, could also use its own job creation.
That would be neat, being able to do that.
Yeah, you just pick a bunch of assets for the different stages. You start with stage 1, where you speak to the thing. You pick the person that you want them to talk to, what they look like, whatever. Maybe not that detailed, but
Well, I was saying
Just
it
kinda-
could even be one of the 5 normal people. It could be, what's his name? The mayor, her, them, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, you talk to them, then it starts out, and you pick what the stage is going to do, and then based off of a list of options, so that it's not, so that the game kind of knows what you're picking for, and then it gives you a list of assets that you can choose based on your selection, and you can put them wherever inside the little construction zone that it gives you, and then you can stack them assets or whatever you like, and then you just pick your options and go.
Yeah, the only thought process I have with that is then they would have to set aside an area for player-built creations.
No, they don't have to. It could be a map thing.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It says like instead of being in one of the maps that's already created, they could just create a map that's got nothing in it. And then when you play
Just like
those,
Foundry for Halo 3.
yeah, kind of like that. It's just a specific map, nothing in there really, just something to look good, and then you just, it's almost like The Sims in a way, is the way I'd see it. It's
A
almost
generic
like,
world, you build this here.
yep, a generic world that's got just a bunch of empty lots, and you can just pick and choose based on the lot size or whatever. That way it doesn't get too crazy. But yeah, you can stack the assets, kind of like the I don't think you ever did the Forza challenge creator.
No, I never touched that.
For Forza Horizon 4, you could create a driving challenge, and they did give you a list of assets that you could choose from. And some people built some wild stuff. And you could place it pretty much.
thing.
Place them pretty much wherever you wanted.
Anyway, I've been doing a smidgen bit of karaoke with people. It's stupid as hell, but it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like feeling stupid? Perfect.
I think for me to do something like that, I would have to have some kind of drink in me
See, the thing is,
in order to enjoy that.
So, with me, back in college, I used to do some of the stupidest shit stone sober. So, when I graduated and they moved away, I didn't do any of that stuff anymore. So now, doing some of this stupid shit stone sober is still a great time. But doing it partially drunk, it's even better.
Yeah.
But you
But
gotta
yeah,
be
it's-
careful about it.
Like me, I can't sing. I've tried several times to sing.
You think I can?
Yeah, but when I get some alcohol
You
in,
just
no,
send it all the way.
Yeah, when I
and
get some-
pretend that you're the next best thing.
yeah, when I get some alcohol in me, I can actually sing. Maybe not well, but I can definitely sing. Maybe not. It's like maybe not well, but I can definitely sing. It's just like, hey, here's a song. Let's sing this. All right, let's do it.
Look, we're doing it live.
Yeah, there's
Oh, I
there's
found
very
this.
few people that have actually caught me singing without drinking. Very few people. That's just because I don't do that.
Okay, now it's fuck.
That's asphalt. It's
Yeah.
ass's fault.
Store.
So we're gonna need the asphalt compactor as well.
Yeah, I just drug that out. I'm putting stuff away that I don't think we will need.
Well, we might need them for the next job.
I mean, true. But it's too late now. Because I've already pulled all of that shit out and put it all away. Ain't that right, good? See, he even put agrees. Your breath smells terrible, kitty cat.
Where am I applying
Here.
asphalt here specifically? It's not exactly specific on. I mean, obviously I'm gonna pour it over the
Oh.
gravel, but
Oh, no. Don't pour it over just the gravel. It only wants it on that second half. So yeah, like, do you remember seeing the line when you go around this corner? There was a line where like this section ended and that section began on the yellow.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it wants it from there on that back curvy half.
Why? Are we building little
Yes.
bits of it at a time, rather
I
than
don't
the whole
know.
thing?
I don't know.
So this thing turns incredibly slowly, so I'm trying.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Oh, I can't go this way. Turn around.
Get
Turn around.
fucked.
We can't go this way. It's blocked.
I just saw that and it's just like, oh, get fucked.
It's
So yeah,
this.
basically go from the end of those barriers around.
This thing goes 8 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour,
Yeah, but it turns at like,
half a mile.
0.09.
It's like 0.001 mile an hour. Like even when I'm using both controls to turn the one direction, it still's like.
The answer is no. You go, Bert.
I'm gonna turn around here. So once are from them cones.
All right. Yes, correct. Cones. Cones.
Yeah, I used the constructor vision.
Perfect.
I don't know how it wants me to pour this spot exactly. This one is a little bit difficult to get into. And this thing
Wing
does
it
not.
the best you can.
Oh,
I mean, I could attempt to get back there if you want, but I'm probably not going to get any better than you currently are. Has fun.
I like how it's pouring perfectly on the inside lane. I'll try and get this all in one go here without having to come back down this way.
So, I think I might go make myself a cheese quesadilla. So I might go squirrel for like 5 minutes. And you think there's other drugs. You know, I say drugs, there's other things out there that give you the munchies, but yeah, I'm hungry right now. Oh my goodness, I'm in a rock. I have broken the world.
Good job. Oops.
Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. From
Why
my
did-
space, just walked in and find here with that look on my face.
I just reset for no reason. Okay then. I don't know how that happened. I was not doing anything other than just adjusting myself to get ready to pour, and it's just like,
I'm watching you.
nope.
I see what you're doing.
So do you ever go back and watch the episodes we've created?
I mean, sometimes at work I'll listen to them, but for the most part, I haven't.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask as well. Are you still doing the old Dyson Sphere?
That one I haven't continued. I did get a smidgen bit distracted with some stuff. So I've listened to The Hobbit on audio tape because I guess why not? That was like 18, 20 some odd hours. Yes, it took several days at work of me just sitting there listening to somebody read The Hobbit. So I had this even greater idea. Next time, I should listen to the entire Lord of the Rings. Because that's probably only like 80 hours, I think I saw.
It's like, or you could put on one of my playlists that I have hundreds of episodes in.
I was gonna say, the thing is with those books that get put online, though, is that they're all illegal and pirated, so they get taken down almost immediately.
But yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was just like, it's just like, it feels like I don't have a whole lot of content, right? But then I actually look at my number of videos. I look at the number of videos, and most videos average around an hour. I say most. There's a few that are not, but most of my videos average around an hour, and I think I'm up to almost 600 now videos on YouTube just this year, or this last year. So, fucking hell. That is insane. It's like, I can't believe I've put out that much. I'm not gonna say it's, amazing content. It's obviously not, but it sure is content. There's a lot of it.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Because I enjoy making videos. Like, I enjoy that more than damn near anything else in my life that I've ever done.
And it's one of those things, if you enjoy hanging out and making shit, and, whether it's just playing the game or just having fun doing whatever, why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
If you're going to be playing the game anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing the game. I'm going to be enjoying the game. Why not record it? And then I'm, slowly being able to do better and better at actually making the content. And
So, I was...
go ahead.
I was going to say, and boy, if I start making a little bit of money at it, you know where that money's going to go?
Yeah, into a computer.
Well, not only that, but it's going to go into, it's going to be put back into the channel.
Yeah.
So,
And at this point, graphics card for sure.
yeah.
And
Well,
that was
my
something I was
graphics card
gonna
won't
say.
last that long.
I was looking at the computer builds Because at this point, you could build your own computer for less, yes, but anymore with parts and everything, you could buy one and it'd be, let's say, a couple $100 more expensive. But really, in the grand scheme of things, if you're gonna spend the money I'm looking at spending on a computer, it's not a lot. Because I was looking at, because there's payment plans, air quotes, with PayPal, where you can pay in quarter. So you pay 4 payments of the entire thing, and there it is.
Some websites have that too. They have that availability where you can actually sign up for a payment plan through the website.
And that's what's really cool, is it's like, if I could do that, that would make this a whole lot easier, because
Reminds me of layaway.
ripping it all out of the account at once
Yeah.
hurts a lot less over 4 months than it does in
Yeah, all at one
a day.
time.
Yeah. And the computer I was looking at was ludicrous. Like the tower alone with the stuff inside, so the actual PC was like $5,000. But it was like the newest shit.
I
Like,
would
literally. Like 4090 and
Mhm.
the newest Intel, the newest, like the most RAM you can get, like 4 or 5 terabytes of hard drive. It was like all of it.
And I would say that's that's like as much as a car. Not anymore.
Exactly. But that was the thing. It's like
$5,000 for a computer is about average.
It's a lot.
It's average though.
It's a lot in all actuality, because you could build a good computer for $1,000.
I don't
What
know
I
anymore.
have right now, you could buy everything I have in my computer easily for $1,000, $1,200. But you could also buy better stuff for the same price. It's the peripherals, like the mouse, the keyboard, the monitor, or monitors, you get. And all of that comes alongside that costs extra. I think when I bought my monitor I have as my primary, it was $300. Mouse and keyboard together were about $200. The mouse pad was another $30.
I can't pour asphalt here.
So math rounds up, that's like 500 and change.
I can't drive
you got?
underneath. I can't drive underneath that.
You should be able to. Your stack isn't that high.
Yeah, but apparently it is.
Can you back under it to get that little bit?
Maybe, but that's stupid.
I mean, stupid is as stupid does.
I mean, look at this. Look.
Bonk. Fuck. Oh, that's so dumb.
Yeah, that's so dumb. It doesn't even hit it. Like the actual collision. Oh. There's a lot of invisible walls around this thing. Yeah, definitely put money back into the channel, and into the computer, obviously, too. But I think one of the other early things to get is definitely a mic, a proper one.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, my voice, when it's recorded, is not anywhere near what it actually sounds like. To me, it sounds really strange. To me, I guess that's just one of them things. But again, this is not, this is not no mic that normal YouTubers and streamers use. They don't use a headset mic because they're cheap. They're cheap. They're small. They don't really have a whole lot. And I would also If I could afford to, I would also like to get a soundboard. I think a soundboard would be really cool. And being able to... I cannot get underneath here. Game? I think the game's confused about what I'm able to do. Is there another asphalt spreader? Or asphalt layer, I guess. There's gotta be, right? There's gotta be more than just this one. I sure hope so. Are you still there? Did you pass out? Or are you making a quesadilla, maybe? He's still in there. Oh, it looks like it's me and you, everybody. Ah, I've advanced a milestone. Perfect. I've advanced in a milestone. What is it? What is it? Probably asphalt progress. Oh yeah, so I've advanced in asphalt because once you bought enough of it, a discount. Okay. Oh, they used an actual picture. Huh. Look at that. Actual roller. Yeah, these are actual pictures. Huh. Alright. I can't turn this sharp. I'm trying.
How's she coming along?
There you are. That may be
Yeah.
that maybe you passed out or something.
No. So I muted myself
Uh-huh.
because I'm getting so fucking belligerent. Right, meow?
Okay.
I'm glad I did because I was in the kitchen making myself a sour cream and cheese quesadilla and I was just being so fucking stupid. Like, incoherently, belligerently stupid. I was just making dumb noises for no reason.
Yeah, that does happen.
And it's like, you know, it's probably best I'm muted right now. Or at least I hope I am.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear anything, so.
I came back and I was muted, so.
Yeah, I've been known to do that too. I'll hear a noise, right? When I've been drinking, sometimes I'll get a little too much in me. I'll hear a noise and I'll start imitating that noise because I think it's funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'll just keep doing it, and then it'll hit me going, what the fuck am I doing with myself right now?
Exactly. That's what happened in the kitchen. I was just being stupid, and it's just like, I should stop. Or I could keep going.
Yeah, or I could keep going because this is fun.
And that's what was happening.
Too bad we didn't hear some of the noises. I think it would have been hilarious.
It's best you didn't. It's just best you didn't. Full throttle. I probably should have put my quesadilla in there longer than a minute and a half. Although I think this is only like 50%, because I think the way it looks, there's going to be another
Yeah, they like sectioned it off.
for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't do it all at once. Obviously, you do bits and pieces in real life, but
And maybe
Just like-
that's what they were aiming for, but still, it's like,
yeah, you could have just had the whole thing.
just fucking send it.
Because I could be laying out asphalt right now, or you could be laying out asphalt, and one of us could be compacting it at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing. But then I decided to make myself a quesadilla.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to the microwave, right, to warm up some leftovers? If you have leftovers, of course. But yeah, you go to warm up leftovers, and then you warm it up, and then you pull it out of the microwave, or you think you warmed it up, and you pull it out of the microwave, and it's still got some cold spots, but then you just say, fuck it, and just mix it in and go eat.
Dude, that is me every day.
Yeah.
For breakfast at work, we have these god-awful breakfast sandwiches that are like, you know, the Great Value of Great Value brand.
Yeah, are they the
breakfast
frozen?
sandwiches.
They're the frozen ones, right? They come in the little
Yeah.
individual package.
Yeah, and the thing is, you heat those up, and then part of them is still frozen. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter. It can be the outside because fuck you, that's why.
Yep.
I just eat them.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck it, whatever. I don't care. I'm hungry. It's breakfast. Good enough. Close enough for me. But this is coming from the person who, for Thanksgiving dinner, it's like a prison soup kitchen. I just slap everything in the same spot on the plate
Oh yeah,
because it's all gonna end up in the same place.
that's how I feel about it.
It's just like, alright, yeah, mashed potatoes, plop. Gravy, plop. Stuffing, plop. Turkey, plop. Potato salad, plop.
And then it all gets individual. It gets individual bowls or whatever, right? Just so you can eat
Yeah.
just the one thing or whatever. But then it's just like, I want this, this, and this, and it's just like, okay, here's a bowl. Just bloop, 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 bloop. Kind of mix it all together a little bit, warm it up, mix it all together, eat it. It's just like, It just-
It's fine.
it actually, it tastes pretty good. Turkey, gravy,
Literally
mashed
just a
potatoes,
gruel
corn.
At that point.
Yeah, corn, cheese, black olives, cherry tomatoes. Just throw it all in there. Just all into one bowl. And just eat it like a taco bowl, I guess. Just all the stuff put together.
Oh yeah. You just, it's a disgusting mess by the looks of it, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, it looks like somebody had fucking diarrhea in my bowl.
Oh, exactly. But it's perfectly fine.
But it tastes fucking delicious anyways. Yeah, looks like you were right. They did half the track and then the other half. I mean, it's obvious, but I was wondering what that yellow line was for when we were going over it several times. It's just like, they're not separating it. That's weird. And oh yeah, it's just like I warm it up once, and if that food does not get fully warmed up, I will still eat it with cold spots or slightly frozen. It's like, Just like it's too much effort to put it back in and then wait another few minutes.
This quesadilla is extremely underwhelming.
Is it a Walmart branded? Like one of the ones that is frozen and then you just warm it up?
No, it's literally 2 tortillas with shredded cheese and sour cream. I made it myself. It's so fucking disgusting. But I made it, so I'm gonna eat the fucking thing.
So do you have a quesadilla maker, or you just made it
No,
in a pan?
I slapped that shit on a paper plate and throw it in the microwave.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like my what I coined the poor man's grilled cheese. I call it the poor man's grilled cheese. It's just 2 bits of bread with a bit of butter and a bit of cheese and maybe a bit of ham in the middle, and then throw it in the microwave until the cheese melts.
I mean,
that's the
I
poor
know
man's grilled cheese.
for dinner or for lunch tomorrow at work, I'm having shit on a shingle.
Yeah, can't remember exactly what that is, but I know of it.
Yeah, it's literally just going to be hamburger with gravy on a bun.
Yeah.
Or not a bun, a piece of bread.
I used to hate that as a kid. That particular meal. Because I guess it was because one of the babysitters I had when I was really, really young that was a, like damn near everyday type of meal. So I guess that's why I hated it. And I remember it was one of those ones. It's one of those things where it's just like, you're not going to get up from this table until you eat your food, right? She meant it. You were not getting up from that fucking table until you ate that. And there was a point I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to wait it out and see how long, and then I can just kind of judge how long, and then, of course, you know, I'm a kid, I'm stupid, but I can sit there and wait that exact amount of time, and she'll let me go each time. Because, you know, she's never going to think that I'm, you know, trying to count that time out. I literally waited there for many hours. I don't even know how long it was until I finally gave up. That babysitter was determined. And it's not one of those babysitters that comes to your house to babysit, right? No, this is one of those ones where they put an ad in the local paper to say, babysitter, bring your kids here, and you bring your kids there. Is one of those types of babysitters where you go into their house and they're watching over like many kids. Yep, that's one of the things I hated as a kid. I love it now. Oh hell yeah. Anything with gravy. Just fucking throw it in. Oh, you made mashed potatoes and gravy? What else do you got? I'll put that in there. Mix it in. I also take my mashed potatoes. I don't eat my mashed potatoes in gravy, like the gravy on top of the mashed potatoes. I will mix it as well. I will mix the mashed potatoes and gravy into a brown soup like appearance, and then eat it that way. Well, it's more delicious that way to me. And I also love too when you don't get all the chunks of potato out of it, like chunky mashed potatoes. I guess it's another one of those preference type deals where everybody fights about it. They're like, oh, chunky, you know. Oh, you like chunky peanut butter? How dare you? Or you like smooth peanut butter or whatever. I'm definitely a chunky peanut butter type of person, but I will eat either. Where's this conversation going? Are you okay over there?
I mean, I gave you the wheel. I'm just chewing
Okay.
on a shitty quesadilla.
Okay. I see.
It's really not good. I am not going to do this again.
You need to do a little bit better.
Nah, it's fine. I'm just not going to do it again. I know that it's bad, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, the quesadillas have there's a order of operations for one of those. And if you don't do that order of operations, it's not great. Where's the other thing we did too, other than the poor man's grilled cheese, was you would take ham and cheese with a bit of butter, and you would put it inside your soft taco shell, and then roll it up. Roll it up like a churro, almost. Maybe add a bit of salt or whatever. Warm it up in the microwave. That's another thing. Really cheap and easy meals.
I really liked cowboy food.
What's
Brown
that?
hamburger over a piece of bread with baked beans.
Don't think I've ever had that.
That's literally all it is just hamburger, baked beans on bread. It's pretty good.
I'll have to try that sometime.
I mean, some people go real fancy with it, but my family, when it was named something to do with the named way, cowboy food, it didn't have nothing fancy to it. It was literally what you heard, what you read is what you got.
Yeah.
So I read something on Discord, and I thought that was like 20 minutes ago. Turns out, it was 4
4 hours ago?
minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes.
Time is kind of dragging, apparently, right now.
Yeah, that is what they say when you drink. If you go over that line, time seems to slow down a little bit. Seems to just drag ass.
I mean, I blame Canada.
Of course.
I don't fucking know why, but because I'm an American. That's why.
Well, I mean, they blame us and make fun of us all the time. So
Every country does that.
exactly. So you might as well return the favor.
For good reason, though.
Yep.
But we're proud of it. That's the difference. It's like, oh, we did XYZ. Fuck yeah, we did XYZ. We're not ashamed to admit it.
Yep. It's like I always hear all the time. It's just like, oh, you Americans and your guns, just gun-toting, God-loving
yeah.
Americans, and I'm just like, hell yeah, man.
I mean, if you know.
But then again, you live in your country where things are a lot different. So I understand for you not understanding.
Yeah.
It's like
and
I don't.
Okay. They're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand you and your gun-loving ways and whatnot. And it's just like, yeah, you don't, because you don't have any. So
that's
it makes
the thing.
sense. It makes sense that you don't understand.
Yeah, being raised that way.
Yeah, you never would have
makes
known.
perfect sense.
Yep. I am now stuck. Thanks.
You are welcome.
Let me try and fix this.
I am coming to make my way back, and I'll probably hit you on the way.
Yeah, maybe that'll get me unstuck. Yeah, my left side is like stuck over there in the rock a little bit.
Wow, you really are stuck to a degree.
If I back up. Aha! I am free!
I was gonna say, where do I need to hit you? But yeah, it's like, you know, gun-toting Americans. I mean, I only have 2 in my house. In my house. It's not like I have way more than that total.
And that's the way we were raised. We were raised and taught how to shoot guns as a kid.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you look at all these countries and it's like, how many guns do they have per citizen? Per 100 people? Oh, okay, yeah, that's understandable. It's like 1 per 100 or whatever, and, you know, like, you know, there may be 20 per 100, whatever, you know, it's less than 1 a person, and then it comes to America, it's like, yeah, how many do we have? It's like 130.
Yeah, I believe the last time I looked,
100.
the last time I looked at it, it was they said the national guess was somewhere around 4 times as many guns per citizens in total.
I'm not adverse to that.
It's like there's 4 times as many guns as there is people. It's like,
Hey,
that's awesome. Pour concrete. Oh, we're
you know, I'm definitely making up for that average. I've got 2 in my house. That's 2 to 1, and then
of course
I'm not saying I have any anywhere else, but if I were, I'd say that I'd have at least 2 Mosin Nagants, a 30-30, a 223, 243, 223, 222.
No.
Several 22 long rifles, 45 ACP, a 40 caliber. Yeah, just a few.
Just a couple.
It's hypothetically, if I were to say. I don't own over 20.
Nah, who would ever do that?
Me. I was literally talking to my dad today, and I was like, you know, the last time I bought a gun was back in May.
Holy crap, that's so long ago.
It's coming up on a year. I better, you know, them's rookie numbers. I need to lower that down a bit.
Yeah.
Need to rein that in, buy myself a gun so it's not back in May.
Yeah, that's too long ago, man. You need to. Yeah, it just sucks for the poor among us. Guns have gotten so expensive anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. Both the ones that I have in, you know, my house, they were, I think one of them was 500 when it came out, and I can't say how much the other was because when it came out, it was one of them's 118 fucking years old, so I can't really justify how much it cost because back then you could buy a car for like $200.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that it was probably about $30 when it came out, which with inflation is expensive.
Oh yeah.
Expensive. But I bought, you know, the ones I have, it was $750 and $750, I believe. Because I'm a red-blooded American.
Can't seem to
And
get
because
into
I like
the
guns.
site. I can't get that mobile crane back into the site.
Oh, so here, hop out of it real quick in a hurry.
I am out of it.
Okay. It says you're not out of it.
I am in front of you.
I cannot enter the mobile crane. You can has that one. You can has cheeseburger.
I can ask cheeseburger.
I don't know why that's a thing. Today I was thinking of stupid memes from like 10 years ago, and I remembered
Wrong
a cat, and it was just sitting there looking, and it's like, I can has cheeseburger?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yep.
Oh, I feel old as shit. Because, you know, cats went from being dumb as shit to being intellectual beings and dogs being dumb, but, you know, the original meme of a cat was like, I can has cheeseburger. And even cheeseburger was spelled wrong. It was like Chezburger.
Yep.
Or it may have been missing an E. It may have been like Burgr. I can have cheeseburger. Oh, I hate it so much. But I love it so much.
It starts to make you really feel old when you start thinking about all that older stuff like that. Or hell,
Well,
thinking about.
It doesn't help when I was talking to them. It's like, yeah, I know, back in, you know, like 2012, they're like, oh, I was in 6th grade. Fuck you. You're making me feel old now.
Yeah, it's just like, so what was AOL like? What was like
them, it would have been, what is AOL?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, what was the internet like back in them older times? It's just like a fucking pain in the ass. That's what it was like.
It was a lawless wasteland.
Well, not only that, it's just like, oh, I want to get on the internet. How about fuck me because somebody decided to call?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to be on the internet? Did somebody answer the phone? Tough shit.
Yep.
Because
Or-
guess what? You ain't got no internet right now.
Or getting whacked in the back of the head by a freaking phone with a mile-long cord because you were on the internet while your mother was trying to talk to somebody on the phone. Like, it's like, bang with the freaking receiver. Get off the fucking internet. I'm on the phone.
Yeah, it's like, you know. Oh, you know, the thing is, like, with
Okay.
people. Internet and phones were connected? Yes, they used to be. Do you know what a home phone is? Yes, it's a thing. Not many people have it anymore because it's a waste of money because you have a cell phone. But
Yeah. Oh, I remember when people would always talk about it. No, they'll never get rid of home phones. That's because that was the main communication for most people.
yeah, now it's cell phones.
Cell
Who needs a
phones.
landline anymore?
It's like, oh, cell phones. Those just that's fancy. No, you don't need that.
That newfangled technology.
Yeah. And then always being told of, in school and stuff. You'll never
have a calculator in your pocket. Bullshit.
you'll never have a calculator
I
with you
got
all the time.
whole internet in my pocket, bitch.
Yeah. Well, because unknown to them back then that wasn't a thing. Calculators were like their own separate thing, and they were big and kind of
Big, bulky, and annoying to carry around. Yeah.
yeah. They didn't fit. A lot of them didn't fit in your pocket.
Well, depends on whose pockets we were talking about. 'Cause we're
That's
kind of talking about the early 2000s when jeans had pockets the size of who knows how fucking big.
But also then too, there also was the skinny jean. Everybody wanted skinny jeans.
No, that's not something I wanted.
No, that's not something I wanted either. But apparently that was the thing. Everybody's like, I want me some skinny jeans. Do you? I mean, all right. This isn't to me. That's just like that sounds extremely uncomfortable. Oh, speaking of jeans, you remember when you first learned of the stretchy jean pants?
Oh, I can't say I learned of those ever. I never did wear stretchy jeans.
No, I just learned of them because somebody had some, and that blew my fucking mind. Like, because I had just normal everyday gene. Like, how the hell did they make that possible?
Yeah, that I'm not 100% on.
Clear the works. What the? I can only walk sideways. Look at me. Look at me go.
Way
I
to
can-
go! There you go! Running away.
I can only walk sideways. I can't. What happened? I think something broke.
You done fucked it.
Somehow.
How? I don't know. But you did.
I can walk forwards and backwards and side to side, but I can't. Pressing all the buttons. Oop, that didn't work. Or reset. No, I can't reset myself either. Hop in a vehicle? No. I'm fixed. I hopped in a vehicle. Okay, we gotta send everything back. I think we're done. Or at least the cranes are in the way.
Gotcha. Okay.
I need to just move them. I don't know if we're quite done yet, but he wants everything off the track at least.
Yeah. Let me. No. Missions. Jobs. This one. Concrete. Yeah, we can send everything back because it's debriefing afterwards.
Sweet.
We. Looky there. Ain't that just fantastical looking?
Yeah, it's even got like, oh, it's got those old gas pumps on it. Those are definitely novelty items.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I don't know if there
Kinda neat.
is there any gas pumps anymore that you know of that still the old ones like that,
So
non-digital. Like, is there any of those anymore that still work?
I've seen non-digital where it is analog clicking over, but they're the newer style. I have seen these at gas stations, but I don't know if the gas stations were open or closed. But that is something I would love to see. And this is something I thought about. If I had all the money in the world, I would just buy everything in town and then rent it to people. But there would be a stipulation that, it's like all the equipment would look like this. It would look like it's from like the 40s, 50s, 60s. It's like people would come here and it's a fucking time capsule. It's like, oh, you need fuel? Yeah, no, you just go to this and good luck figuring it out.
That would be a really cool like attraction.
But the entire city would be that way. The restaurants would all look like they're from that, like the Mexican restaurant in town. It would be Mexican restaurant, but it would look like it's from, 1950s, 40s, 50s, 60s Mexico.
That'd be something I'd definitely be on board with. Having an entire town that's just lost in time. It's like you went through a portal into
and that's
the past.
Exactly how it'd be. Now, whatever they're selling, that can be today's stuff. But the food,
you would
or
drive
the bowls
in,
and everything would be old style.
Yeah, you would drive in, and all of a sudden, it's just like, what the hell? What just happened? it'd be like one of those
crazy.
It'd be like one of those Twilight Zone episodes.
The hotels would be very nice, but they'd look like they're, from the 40s, 50s, 60s. It's like, this is ugly and atrocious, but it's nice.
Yeah, you like drive up to the gas station and like you hear the ding ding, and then you'd see a couple of people march out and go to clean your windshield, start pumping your gas.
Oh yeah.
That would be really cool. I'd definitely be on board
And
for
that's
that.
the thing. It's like if I had all the money in the world, I would so do that. It's like it does not matter. This is your job.
Yeah. You'd probably become a national headline as well. Everybody would be wanting, a lot of people would be wanting to go there and do something like that. Go and visit.
And you know, like, of course, Walmart's gonna be a thing, of course, but every place around it is going to be old timey and old fashioned.
Time to talk to the alien
go-kart
real quick.
track turned out great. The smell of burning rubber reminds me of the good old days. My side job at the racetrack had a big influence on me, but I have to say that it wasn't always easy to handle it all on top of my studies. That's why I made sure that some of the park's revenue will go to an educational fund to support school and university students. This means that they can focus on their education without worrying.
The raccoon. I like it.
That's awesome. Just hanging out inside the old car.
Now, if all your go-karts look like this, I'm on board with it. That's some pretty badass looking go-karts. They actually look
Yeah.
like that.
I'm pretty sure everything would be hemorrhaging money, but I think it'd be awesome to have it like that.
Alright, everything put up? Yep, sure is.
I think almost everything, if not everything, is. Yeah.
Because I think you're probably getting to that point where you're about done, huh?
I mean, I'm here technically at this point. Ooh, a train.
Yeah, little choo-choo train.
El Palo. A train. Choo choo. Choo choo.
Still trying to balance himself. Yeah. Teleport back to the main offices.
Jeez. I was gonna save half of that for later.
What?
Sure as fuck didn't happen.
No, you got distracted and
It's just sip, 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 sip. Oh no. It's all gone.
yeah. That's where
Swig.
it's just like, oh, you've been drinking drinking some liquid out of this bottle? Yeah, out of that bottle. So it's like this empty one, right? It's empty? Shit. Yeah, I've definitely done that too. Or I'll get a bottle of Blackheart rum and just drinking it, mixing it or whatever, and then it's just like I look over at the bottle. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna save some of this for next time. Oh, it's almost gone.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. Well, might as well finish it. It's only got a sip left. That was fun though. We got a few little missions done. Got to work on some interesting work.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this amusement park. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
It's neat. It's different. It's something.
Yeah, it's something definitely different.
Making an entire amusement park one ride at a time versus whatever it was.
Versus stacking containers. I think that was definitely the worst one. That was, to me, that was definitely That was definitely the kind of meh type of job. The way
was
they
just over.
yeah, that one the way it was constructed, it's just like, this is so stupid.
It's like, yeah, no, this is totally not just, you know.
Now, my
boring.
idea of a container hotel would be on a docked container ship, an old
That
docked
would be
container
neat.
ship, and then in the containers that are stacked on the ship would be the rooms and stuff like that. And then you walk into the main part of the ship itself. That's where the reception is and all that. And then the containers would just be permanently locked together in their giant stacks, and then that would be your hotel. That would be a lot better. It'd make a lot more sense. And maybe, you do the time capsule thing in the hold, where you can take tours down in the bottom of the hold and see what it was like, 50 years ago or whatever, inside those container ships.
Yeah, and that'd be kind of neat.
You can take a look at the gigantic diesel engines inside them things.
Well, some of the older container ships, they were coal-fired.
Oh, coal fire as well. Coal fire as well. Seeing something like that would be neat as well.
Yeah,
But I don't know if...
even some of the old steamers on the Great Lakes, for a long time, it was like 40s, 50s that they didn't swap until diesel.
But it is also cool though, like seeing just a giant diesel engine.
Oh yeah.
Seeing that, because I'm sure you've seen the trains, the diesel trains.
I've been to the power plant, yeah, before.
But no, seeing
a long time ago.
It's just always cool to me though to see the diesel train without its covers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a giant. It's just a giant thing on a frame. It's all
one big fucking motor.
It's all motor and frame. You are stuffed up to the front with some controls. That's all the room you get out of that giant thing. It's been cool to me.
And yeah, it's awesome, I think. I would like to see a little bit more stuff like that. But interesting thing. Well, no, never mind. Squirrel.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if that's all you got. I think it's about time.
Maybe. Yes.
Alrighty.
It's definitely there.
Go ahead and guess I'll go ahead and get closed out here. If you're ready to
Yeah.
hit the hay.
I think I'm getting right there. But hey, if we're closed out,
we're about to be.
well, I mean, are we?
No, I gotta do
Oh.
an outro.
Oh.
I haven't done that yet.
Outro.
If you wanna, still wanna chat a little bit, I can go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm try and walk the 10 feet to my bed before passing out.
Okay.
No promises.
I guess we'll talk to you later then. Oh, he's gone. That's it. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this episode of Construction Sim. Unfortunately, I think he got a little carried away there. That's alright, though. It all happen. It happens to the best of us. But like I said, that's going to be it for this episode of Construction Simulator. So I do hope you enjoyed. I know it's a little bit shorter than normal, but that's okay. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.